Let's do a show, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Things are going out. Gonna wake them up. It's Saturday night. You gotta feel it.
Do you feel it too?
I don't know, man. Sometimes you gotta feel it, and it's feeling right,
Now
and
we're
sometimes
live.
you feel it, and you're like, oh, man, that's a poop. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I better go play some games on Linux.
That was not a fart. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to LinuxGameCast Weekly. This is the pre-show. We just finished the pre-super shows, and it was awesome. We talked about depleted uranium sports. That was
Yes.
That was kind of the crux, and from there, shit got weird. Tune into that tomorrow morning. It'll be posted up for Patreons. How's everybody doing? It's another fantastic Saturday. Sunday in Britannia.
Yes.
Saturday in the rest of the world.
In the
Well-
developed world.
Yeah.
Across the Atlantic, yes.
I don't trust oceans, man. They're shifty.
I can't think of a
No,
good tide
okay.
joke right at this moment.
'Cause there's a couple of Pacific islands that it's like
Specific,
4
Pedro.
p.m.?
Pacific Islands. They're looking.
Specific islands.
No, it's not the Pacific Ocean.
Pacific islands, yes.
It is Sunday in Space Australia. This is true. This is Australia's
But that-
favorite afternoon drinking show for Sunday.
But Australia's in space, so they don't count.
Well, if
Jordan.
flat earthers have taught me anything, is that Australia is just a myth.
Yeah, it just doesn't exist.
Man, you could probably like tap out of any conversation with simply but like, well, the flat earthers have taught me anything, and just get that out, and they'll leave you the fuck alone the rest of the time, right?
No, yeah. No, see, I went to this camp. It was co-run by the Flat Earth Society and the Church of Scientology. They taught me some great stuff.
It's like a bullshit Voltron, man.
Praise Xenu.
It's the only thing that can take on cocaine Voltron is the bullshit Voltron.
Oh noes.
They're mortal enemies.
Our arch nemesis.
Hey, speaking of Wubble Up Dub Dub, it's coming back. We got a date. It's November.
Sweet. Yeah, I saw that.
In Q4 2019.
What's up, beautiful people? Everyone, we need to say hi to Mike, Linux Neuro, Smashley, Scott, Sorceress. Mike again. Who is here? Mir's hanging out, North Ranger, Scott. Foxy. I see Foxy creeping.
Mike G, if you want to see bullshit Voltron, just go watch the last season of that Netflix show.
What do you... Captain Hada, what was it, bad? How many series did it get?
What? Which one?
The thing you were just talking about.
Oh, the Voltron series? It got like 6 seasons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're
they're
saying-
good. They're good for the most part, but that last one was just trash.
They just cocked up the end game? They're like,
Yeah.
Oh,
They pulled the Game of Thrones, yeah.
It was more like methamphetamine Voltron. You're like, oh no, so this got holes in its skin.
Pretty much. It's like it was exactly like Meth Head Charlie from that one fucking grocery store in California, man. Just fucking voguing to music that only he can hear.
Oh man.
Scabs on his face. Crazy eyes.
Yeah, if you want to see a
Omega.
good one, go look up Winobot.
Winobot.
Oh, it's brilliant.
There used to be
Wanda
this
shows
guy.
in.
There used to be this actual dude in Toronto named. He called himself the Toronto Santa Claus, and he was just like this fucking buff dude who would dress up as Santa Claus and go around and like do push-ups in public to techno music.
Oh, it's Techno Viking, but with Santa Claus.
But with
Okay.
more Canada, right?
Yeah, with more. It's just more Canada.
This is what happens when people are cold 9 months out of the year.
Oh man, apparently Techno Viking was not a fan of that video that got posted of him. that made
Oh
him
no,
famous.
he got litigious with it, man.
Yeah, he tried to get it taken down.
He did. This is a true.
Techno Viking don't take no guff.
Live action Voltron. We have the technology to do it.
Yeah, the live action Power Rangers movie wasn't awful.
Mm.
I watched that and the fucking latest Transformers movie at the time on a plane to Finland, and one One of those I regretted.
One would be surprised what you're willing to tolerate on a plane to Finland.
Yeah, it's a 14-hour flight. You got to kill it sometime.
Right.
Yeah, you got to kill it somehow.
You can only sleep for so long.
I can't even sleep on the fucking plane because I'm wider than the seats. Every 5 minutes, I literally get smacked by a drink cart.
Yeah, if you don't. Well, I mean, if you smack it back a few times, they'll put you in a little special holding room.
Yeah, the fucking air marshal.
Bailey's
Don't make me declare sky law on you. Apparently, it's breakfast time at Linux News place.
Well, you see the real telling part about this image is the empty Bacardi in the back. You're like, only because I'm out of vodka or rum.
Can you make cheese out of Bailey's?
It's not
No.
milk.
I want to see you try, Pedro. I want to see the documentary about Pedro's attempt to make Bailey's cheese. I'm gonna start a crowdfunding campaign to get that made.
There will be
Sure,
fields
how much does a
of
bottle of
cheese.
Bailey's go for nowadays over
I
here?
have no idea.
Let's see.
Bailey's butter?
Bailey's butter sounds like a fucking sex lube.
So around 20 pounds.
That's about right. No, that's what I would figure, about 20 quid now.
You can order it from Amazon.
Bailey's is like it's the non-Newtonian fluid of alcohol. It's like, it's too thick.
Oh yeah, where if you touch it, it solidifies, but the second you stop applying force to it, it's just like
you see people you turn the bottle like that and wait, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, man.
It's like those Heinz ketchup bottles where you gotta like roll them to get the ketchup flowing. The glass ones. I don't know. You don't strike me as a big ketchup eater, so I'm not sure if you get that.
No, none.
Too much sugar.
A lot of sugar in ketchup. Yeah. Totally have 3 bottles of mustard on the counter, though.
He bathes in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's what gives him his lossy sheen.
Glossy, not glossy.
Yeah,
It's a lossy sheen. It's not very good quality sheen.
it's not. Well, I don't know why he does it, but he insists on it. Like
I sheen in JPEG. Like 80% max.
yeah.
See, Pedro, that's what you need to tape to your controller to make it work again.
Clearly.
Well, you don't try to sell it afterwards. It's not for sale.
I have a Bluetooth dongle. It doesn't work very well with kernel 5.16.
Aw.
What setup does this go in? There.
It's not going to be the one you choose, so
That's why I always look beforehand nowadays.
Yeah, I like that wireless controlling lifestyle, but yeah, is it just I guess it's just the PS4 that's got the issue, right?
The PS4 and the PS3 and the NES 8-bit do thingy.
Huh.
And a bunch of keyboards and a bunch of mice. There were a bunch of people complaining about it because I made a thread on the Solus bug tracker. And within like 2 hours, I had like 20 people subscribed to it. It's like, oh, okay, so I'm not the only one. All right. And then someone pointed out, yeah, that's a kernel issue. People on the Fedora subreddit have been complaining about it. Like,
Please fix. No troubleshoot. Only fix.
yeah.
Yeah. Sup, anyways.
Yeah, someone actually found the commit that fucks with it because controllers don't really have encryption over Bluetooth. They're game controllers. They don't need it. And it would actually introduce latency and make, the controlling experience not very good. So the kernel developers, someone decided that encryption over Bluetooth has to have a minimum length. The encryption key has to have a minimum length of 7. And since the length of the security key on those controllers is not, they don't work no more.
I don't know, man. The weird bug I have is like with Fedora 30, and it's a known bug. It's like on the issue tracker, and it's like something hangs when it shuts down. But
Oh yeah, in XFCE, and it takes like a minute. Yeah.
it just sits there, just like waiting for process. It just like, you can just fuck off at it. It'll reliably 100% of the time finish and shut down.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's annoying. I want to see that light go out. I want to see the light go out in its eyes.
Here's the thing that, like, because I have the tablet plugged in just to keep charged off the USBs.
Mm-hmm.
So I shut the tablet off, hit the power, cut it off at night, and or like when I get done tonight, I'll hold down the power. But if I do that before the computer cuts down, it cycles the USB so the tablet cuts back on.
Ah.
Oh, that's the iPad way of doing things. If they're off and you plug them in, it's like, oh, now they're on.
Hey, we're going to be talking about iDevices tonight, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Because it's everyone's favorite Apple podcast. It's like the inverse Linux action show. We talk about
It's
Macs when we record it.
iGameCast.
We record on Linux, but we only talk about Apple.
Do Apple products between us. I have a, like, 60-something hundred. Mir probably remembers. It's in the bottom of my closet. It's like a 90s Mac. That's the only Apple product yeah.
I have an iPod with a busted hard drive. That's
I have an iPhone 5S.
Winner.
yeah.
It's broken. It doesn't work. Someone gave it to me, see if I could fix it, get it up and running. No, it's genuinely completely fucked. So it's just in my drawer for now, till I decide to throw it in a bin. I don't even have the power cable anymore.
Oh, but don't worry, they make a dongle.
a dongle.
Yeah.
See, not for resale though.
Multi-dongle technology.
Yes.
Can't innovate my ass. We make a round computer.
And now the only other Apple related product I have is like an iPhone charging cable that I bought for the one or two ladies who have come over who have iPhones, because they don't apparently women don't appreciate it when you try to espouse the benefits of Android in an open platform to them instead of doing the romance.
Listen, man, it's because you wear
Yes.
that ridiculous Batman costume when you do it.
It's not ridiculous. I paid a lot of money for
I'm
it.
just saying, man. Wear the wizard robes like a normal person.
Yeah, with nothing underneath, as they're supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a big fan of putting on my robe and wizard hat. I don't put the hat on my head, is what I say.
Head hat.
Yes.
All right.
I put it on my foot hat.
Foot hat.
Call it my foot Dora.
It's loaded. It's loaded. It's loaded. And error, nothing found indeed. All right. That shot is a little off. I'm going to have to scooch me.
Ooch.
Boop. Boop. I'm invading Jordan.
I've been eaten. I thought you were a vegan.
Canadians don't count. Read the fine
Canadians aren't
print.
meat.
All right.
It's not even
It's
real meat
80%.
anyways.
It's 80% maple wood. It doesn't count as meat.
That's holding. Good. Okay. Jeez. 1, 2, 3. 4 PCs to do a dumb little show that we like to do, but all right, let's go back to using Skype.
Okay.
Laptops. Yeah. It's getting unhinged. I love it. Overkill. Little country music to get everyone in the mood.
I love the dance music, the dance club music.
Oh. It's like Scott's like, we're delicious.
Yeah, Canadian long pig produces Canadian bacon.
Darn the police.
Darn you!
You see, here's how you know that's bullshit. That's not Canadian because it doesn't say sorry under it.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And that's
Sorry.
clearly on the inside of someone's wall.
I don't know, man. I'm not Wallace.
I don't know, fucking Sherlock Holmes. How'd you deduce that?
He's the wall whisperer, man.
See, walls
He does
meet
this. It's like,
on the inside, and that angle reveals that there's a wall 90 degrees from it.
There could
You
be
know-
something else.
you know, looking at
that.
that could also reveal there's a fucking sun above it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what's casting the shadow that is revealing that wall that is a
RTX
an
on.
angle.
RTX on. All right.
Listen. We need to zoom and
What do you
enhance,
have
and
against
then
what do you have against God rays, man?
it's no god gas. Let me tell you.
Ooh. All right.
See, that was taken inside because there's a lot of light, fake light, yellow light.
Just let him have his moment.
Inspector Gadget.
Inspect my gadget.
All right, you've had your moment. Let's do a show.
I am disappointed, son.
Hey, man. You've been here before. You know how this goes.
I'm not surprised. I'm just disappointed.
Okay. All right. Just so we're clear. Pedro, give me a clap test until I don't have this 100% dialed in. All right. That's good enough. We'll fix it in post. And 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to another Linux Gamecast Weekly, the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with. I had to think every time I want to shoot these guys. I get a little bit of a brain fart. Anyway, this week, after 13 years, the lead developer for Super Tux Kart has called it quits, but don't panic just yet. We have towels and Superpower Battle Friends. Smashes into Linux, courtesy of Vulkan.
The Outer Wilds is the latest epic casualty. I mean, if it makes you feel better, we probably weren't getting that Linux port anyways. And NVIDIA releases a new driver, now with improved Nazi smashing.
Valve would like to remind you why they take their cut, because people seemingly didn't get the message in GDC. And the XVK is back on track with 1.2. Some juicy bits in this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm Old Man Ben, joined every week by our tame Canadian podcaster, raising the roof and probably not completely block of ice, Canada, and the man across the pond. You know him, you love him, when Pedro Mateas.
Hello.
With you live, joining us, helping us form the most integral bit known as Cocaine Voltron. Before we get started, we do like to see what's going on in each other's life, organs. Gentlemen, have you done anything fun? Anything weird? Outside of being the wall whisperer, Pedro?
Well, outside of being the wall whisperer.
Were you very upset at the end of season 7 of Game of Thrones when the wall got broken? You're like, no, my baby.
No, actually, I was very excited because that wall, it was just way too unnatural. No, I was about to start screaming at Solus that for the second time they had broken my DualShock 4, but no, this time it was the kernel, specifically kernel 515 and 516.
What gave it away, man? Were you like walking around the house and there were like empty like fried chicken buckets and you're like, shit, it was the kernel?
No, it's because I actually filed.
Curse you,
I filed the
Sanders.
bug report on
At least it
Solus
wasn't Colonel
thing.
Jack O'Neill.
Right. Anybody
I
fixed
found
it?
the bug report on the Solus thing, and they were like, this may be a kernel issue, because people are having this issue on Fedora as well, and there's already a bug report on the kernel tracker. So yeah, no, they introduced a little Bluetooth mandatory encryption where the minimum encryption key size is 7 for some reason, and guess what the encryption size on one of these is?
Purple.
8.
Not. Like, not. So yeah, these don't connect anymore.
Oh, wow.
Thanks, kernel developers. Where are you, Linus? We kind of need you now.
Nope. Linus hates gaming. What's up in Canada? baby?
Linus, where are you? Linus, can you hear me? Yeah, nothing's really happened this week. I was busy at work.
All right.
Trying to get shit done. I saw the Detective Pokermans.
Pokemans.
Okay, if you like the Pokemans, it's a good movie. If you don't
Fucking
like the
kaleidoscope
Pokemans,
of nightmares, man.
yeah,
Jesus.
don't fucking watch it if you don't know what a Pokemon is.
That-
That's my review.
I just gotta say, man, just from what I've seen from that, is that movie does not look compatible with like hallucinogens.
Probably
It
not.
looks
Probably.
extremely compatible.
Okay, it depends on what side of this you want to be on.
Fight!
Right.
Fight!
If we're above the pit, yes. So
The
I've been playing
Poke
around with NetJack with our audio. We did a like dry run Wednesday with Jack 1's version, and what this is taking all of our data bits and like routing it over Ethernet, and we're kind of skipping an ADA conversion. So now we're on NetJack 2. We have a dedicated Jackbox set up, and if this holds, this works. Wednesday, we're gonna get some like budget retired server hardware up in here, man. Some old 10GE cards. That's gonna be fun.
Nice.
Yeah, well, $60, man. If you're
I
looking
got-
yeah, this is for 2 of them. So if you're
Yeah.
looking to go, 10 gig, and you're just doing a link, man, skip those $90 Ethernet cards. Yeah, it might be more compatible, but yeah, I don't know.
I was gonna ask, is your Jackbox named Party Pack?
It's called Jackbox.
Aw, boo. You
Well,
know,
it was
Jack-
originally called Please Work Fucker, but I didn't.
Wait. that didn't fit on the label maker.
Nope.
All
Right.
right. I'll tell you what does fit on the label maker though. It's the horse. It's peeling. It's sticking. It's everywhere. It's the steam.
All right. We got a new beta. It's all in your face. May 15th. Rolled out. Gang is shit up in this one, son, man. In-home
Right.
streaming fixes, Steam input, shader pre-caking, caching. You know it. Rework the cakes, baby.
Shader bukkake. What?
Yeah. As a result, this is going to download this business, and I mean, it does it basically every day. I'm going to spitball about what's going on there, but supposedly that's going to speed up everything, and it did for me, at least with Negativo, Abercrombie, and Turismo. That was running through Proton. I was like, oh, okay, let's see what. And I was like, oh, it runs at 59 now, pretty much, period, which is very impressive because it's an absolute dog shit of a port. And plus, you get the performance penalty of running it through DXVK. But that is a lot better. I've also seen the shaders download for the Tomb Raiders and Serious Sam's, but pretty happy with that. But there's a gang of other stuff, right, Pedro?
Yeah, and one of them is allowing developers to specifically name a version of Proton that their game runs under. And the first thing that popped into my head when I read that is like, oh, that's how you want to get away from the whitelist. Cool.
Okay. Well, you made me go back and reread that because I saw the shader thing and I was like, oh, shit. Because I just saw what you put in the show notes. It's like, are they going to let them do it? And I was like, that's a horrible idea.
No. They can let developers pick which version they want. Of course, you can still override it if you go to your settings. You can just say all titles that are on the whitelist run this. Done.
Yeah,
and-
you can also set per application Proton versions through the UI anyways. So
yeah, and they also fixed a couple of issues with libcurl. Specifically, they specify Risk of Rain, and yes, that is one of the games that before this fix you had to symlink your installed version of libcurl into the game folder. Otherwise, it would just go no.
Interesting. The other big development that came out of this beta release is now they're enabling this game streaming outside of your LAN, so you can connect over the internet. So that's going to be a thing. This is Valve's answer to Project Stadia or whatever. You can roll your own game streaming with blackjack and hookers. Rip folks with data caps though. If you have a mobile data cap and you want to play games on the go through this, I'm sorry, you're going to be seeing a very, very uncomfortable figure on your monthly cell phone bill. And they are taking a crake.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Taking crakes at fixing that Steam game moving bug we talked about last week that has that GitHub project to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that apparently that got enough traction that Valve was like, okay, fine, I guess we'll fix it. And so it made it into this beta. Does it work without deleting your home directory? Who knows? I haven't tried it yet. I'm not brave enough.
Yeah, that's like 100% when you think about it. Also, with like the streaming thing, we saw like Microsoft and Sony's like, shit, we got to do something.
Yeah, Wonder Twin powers activated.
Right. When like when Google walks in, they're like, but you know they're going to kill it in like 2 years, right? I'm like, yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
All right. Getting the most of our Steam release. That's the thing.
So yeah, we've talked a little bit about how the new Steam client beta helps players. Well, Valve would like to remind the developers that yes, those that cut that they're taking is going for things. It's not just a cut that they're taking, and they're very keen on developers not taking the Epic bait and not going to the Epic store. So they're going to, well, they put out a couple of changes and a couple of documents to enlighten the developers. It's like, yeah, those features you're asking for, a lot of them are already implemented. You just need to know where to look. And here is like the guide on where you need to look to find those things. And if you want like to get into like marketing tools and some other stuff, they included that too. So if you're a game developer, if you have your game on Steam, go have a look. Let us know what that says, because I don't think any of us here actually have access to the Steam
You need
developer
to be,
forums.
That's an interesting way to dance around. It's like, we can't read.
Yeah, I mean, it is all in the Steamworks documentation, and that is all publicly accessible. You just can't see the menus, but but it to be fair, like I didn't read through it because it is like a fucking multi-page document that describes all these features in depth for someone who actually is intending to use it, as opposed to someone like me who is intending to report on it. But yeah, this article is very much why you should stop worrying and keep giving us 30%, because yeah, like Pedro said, all those missing features that people are complaining about in like the Epic Store on their backend, yeah, that Steam is a storefront that has been around for like a decade and a half and has implemented all of these things, and
yep,
you can use them.
This is true.
It does require though that people actually like subscribe to the developer pages though, and people I don't think necessarily are keen on doing that.
Nah, probably not. Hey, sale.
Sale.
We get to do it. We get to talk about it. Get ready for the barrage of deals next month, man. Summer sale 2019 dates have slipped, leaked like they always do, like clockwork. June 25th, and stick around for a fortnight. Get it? No, it's not funny.
Kill me now, please.
I don't know. I want to say I was kind of nonplussed by the last couple of sales, man. I mean, I remember when like Linux first rolled out with Steam. This was my first introduction to fucking Steam, you know? I was like, oh, okay. Oh, a sale, and shit was on sale back in the day. It's like, I gotta buy this and gotta buy that. And that's, you know, there was a short time I think I owned every Linux title available through Steam. But we get a lot of free games. Yeah, but there's still games that, you know, we're gonna go out and buy. I have not seen anything. And I'm like, you're gonna have to do something crazy. Like, give me like Rage 2. I'll burn a Heretic purchase if you give me that for like 75 cents off.
75 cents? Yeah, sure. 75 cents. I'll go to hell for under $1. Sure.
Bring it.
But I mean, like that's the thing, though. I've been saying for years. It's the problem with the Steam sales is one of diminishing returns. We already own most of the stuff that we would want off the Steam sales, and the influx of new stuff, especially on Linux, the influx of new stuff that people actually want is getting smaller and smaller every day without having to burn heretic purchases for a Proton. And if you want to, and honestly, if you want to play those Windows games, and you're following our fuckukta rules, then you're waiting for Humble Bundles and shit like that to go on sale.
Is there any deal.com, man? This is a brilliant site.
Yeah, and it's June 25th. If you have a game that's been burning a hole in your wish list for a while, wait till then. Buy it then.
I got something else burning a hole in something else, but... And anyways,
you really listen, man.
You need some
to go to the
Jordan.
doctor. I mean, just saying, man, go to the. Are you or either one of you the type that like I'm not going to say collect games, but like just buy games, going, well, I just buy that. I might get around to playing it one day.
I used to be that person. Now I'm a lot. Now that my library is of that sort of critical mass, it's like. No.
Ever since my library got into the 4-digit area, it's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, everyone pull out your iPhones.
Oh man! All right, fine.
This is a broken one.
Yeah,
pull it out.
We got to pour one out for a Mac brother and sister, and they got a little celebration going on.
They do. So they have finally allowed the Steam Link app to be sold on the Apple Store. It's not the I guess it is the iTunes Store. Yeah. Valve had submitted it a year ago. It got rejected because it's a competing storefront. We want people to buy games off iTunes. Because you can, and I don't know why you would. But anyways, it's a competing storefront. Apple said no. A year later, they're like, it's really just a remote desktop app. It's VNC with some nice hardware acceleration. So they finally whitelisted it. You can now install it on your Apple TV or your iDevice. And honestly, like, I gotta give Apple credit because the Apple TV is like the perfect form factor for this exact crap.
This is true. I think one of the initial issues with this bullshit was Apple wanted its cut, right?
Apple wanted to double dip. Yeah.
Yep.
If you want to play games on Apple, you got to buy them through the App Store, and if you want to play them on anything else, you got to buy them through Steam or whatever.
So I wonder what changed.
Maybe Apple's getting ready to buy Steam.
See, I would like to see that, but at
Let's
the
get
same
that rumor
point,
started.
I don't want to see that.
Oh no! Apple's getting to buy Nvidia. They want to consolidate all that Shield tech.
I don't know. Maybe
If
they'll buy
anything,
Tesla.
they'd buy AMD at this point.
And Disney. What do you think? All your nightmares come true, man. So, before we get out of here, we're going to talk about an extension. But first, we get a little bit of our not so epic watch that we got to point out because this kind of hurts us a little bit.
It does. All right. So I straight up thought this was talking about that new SSI game that's coming out, the Outer Worlds, but no, this is the Outer Wilds. So they put out an announcement. Oh my God, it's going to be great. We're going to be distributing our game now through the Epic Store exclusively. Which would be okay, except the original Fig campaign promised people Steam keys and also a Linux port, quote unquote. So, as is tradition, because crowdfunding is really nothing more than an interest-free loan that you can use to fund your game, fund the initial development of your game, so you can shop it around to actual publishers. Mobius Digital basically did that. They developed their game with the Kickstarter money. They went to the publishers, got a whole lot more money. Now they have an exclusive deal with Epic. And let's be honest, it's not the first, it's not going to be the last time this is going to happen. And again, because there is literally no accountability with crowdfunding games, this exact behavior will continue to happen. But at least now, the rage coming out of this Reddit thread, at least Windows users can get a little bit of a taste of what we can deal with, what we've had to deal with in the past. That delicious Schadenfreude, right? But I mean, something tells me that if they were planning on doing this anyway, or if they were willing to do this anyways, something tells me that we were going to see a blog post in the alternate timeline where this didn't happen in a couple months that we're going to stop supporting Linux because we need to focus on the Xbox and PlayStation versions of this.
Oh,
Mhm.
no, our favorite thing is, we got to work on the 2 console things that weren't part of the original crowdfunding thing. So we don't have the resources to do the Linux port that we initially said we were going to do.
And
Hi, Carmageddon.
They can just go fuck off. They just like never happened. First stretch goal we ever had. Nope. La 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 la.
Nope.
Well,
And we release videos about doing penguins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck you, Stainless.
Well, the other thing too with this one is that shit. I lost my train of thought because I was distracted by penguins. But yeah, I don't. I'm gonna fucking remember in 5 minutes, and it's gonna
Jordan's
piss me
a
off
furry.
until then.
No,
Confirmed.
no epic Outer Wilds.
You want a yiff with me, Pedro? I'll put you in a latex. I'll put you in a latex suit and have a great time with you.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like it's a little bit tone deaf. Is like, are they willing to? Because they got to think with numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to be an interesting litmus test. You know, smaller developers, smaller game, rolling out, because they're going to take a hit. But is that epic check going to be enough to balance out that hit 6 months from now? Because you got to look at a game.
No.
Look at a game like the Russian Pew Pew Metro. That's going to sell no matter fucking what. This is a smaller title. You know, this is where you're going to be counting individual sales.
And for someone who went through a crowdfunding campaign and then double dipped on the Epic thing, it makes sense for an indie developer because Epic is not as crowded as Steam, so they get more exposure and, you know, supposedly more sales. But then again, Epic is limited because it only works on Windows and Mac. But at the same time, you have more exposure. And you get the money directly from Epic.
I personally think Epic, you're evil. You have something that runs on a Mac, and they don't have any hardware to play it.
Yeah,
that's dark, man.
It's like, let's target that platform that can't play games to a significant degree.
I was gonna say that the people who invested this for Fig, hoping to get a return on this now, they're not getting that. Yeah, no, no, you're not. This is not gonna sell enough now on the Epic Store for you to get your money back.
You know, if I'd done that, I'd be like, we get some of that Epic cash, right? They're like, what? Fuck you. That's all right. Anyway, one last thing before we get out of here.
Yes. Before we get out of just the Steam news proper, this is the Steam DB extension, which, say, if you've ever used like the Proton DB extension and everything else, this one will actually pull the Proton ratings as well, and it has a bunch of other enhancements.
There you go, right there. The sole reason to install it. That's all you need.
Yeah, it skips the age check. It skips a couple of other cookie things, and it gives you a lot more functionality. If you go to a particular game, it gives you a bunch of different stuff. And I keep forgetting I have it installed on Firefox, and so whenever I get there, it's like, oh. Right, I have the extension installed. Yes. And it also shows you hidden achievements. That's a nice one.
I mean, yeah. I'm not one for crowding my browser up with extensions, but this one has some compelling features, for sure.
Well, yeah, I think the two things, one of the things they were touting was, hey, man, you can hide images and save money on that metered mobile internet that you deal with. Do you ever use a Steam app for anything other than shit? Really? Right now? Of course you need two-factor.
I use it, for the two-factor, yeah.
Well, you use it for it. You use it when it hits... They have an algorithm to figure out how far away your mobile is when that damn thing is kick on.
If it's a significant enough IP difference, it'll go, I'm going to need you to log in.
No, see, Android has that on-body detection, so it just hooks into that, and it does a push notification to the Steam service. They're like, this guy's as far away from his phone as he's ever been. Go make him grab onto that shit.
Oh, man. Okay. So, the DOS ages. That was the thing. Way back when, and sometimes you're like, this hipster pixel retro bullshit's not good. I want to get EGA and CGA goodness in my life, and you can do that.
I like Commander
You
Keen.
can do that with a Steam update of the. Check out one button. All my buttons are still in the wrong place from Wednesday.
Steam DOS update.
Steamy DOS, man. Compatibility tool to run DOS games on Steam through native Linux DOSBox version. This is kind of brilliant, man. This thing even works. Now, they're kind of they're not dodgy about it. They're like, it works with cloud saves. We're not entirely sure how or why, but it does. So,
Hey, if it works, it works.
wicked easy to get up and running with Fedora, Debian, that's the Ubuntu's, or the Arches. So, pretty cool, question mark? Let's see if we got MIDI support. I mean, beep, boops, bloops.
I mean,
If there's
yeah.
MIDI, I'm guessing that's for the ad-lib compatibility, and I wholeheartedly approve of further community developed compatibility layers, if for nothing else than just to get Strider to actually focus on Lutris for the stuff that is not on Steam. You know, because there's a lot of that
Okay,
out there.
Pedro, what we really need is one additional layer that will combine. What were you saying, Jordan?
Oh, I was just gonna say, it'll be interesting if like we get some community developed ones for like open source engines. So if you want to play it with like Ars Libre or like OpenMW, that would be pretty neat. Like, oh yeah, just Steam will
clearly
automatically
it can
do it.
be done.
Exactly. So like the possibilities are endless now.
Yeah.
Rip Lutris.
I'm kind of down with having, I mean, with DOSBox, you effectively have a Swiss Army Steam. It's kind of brilliant.
Yep.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Big fan. All right.
Indeed.
What else?
Fusion!
Yes.
Fusion! Yeah, they got their yearly update now. It's 433-900 for Serious Sam Fusion. You know, that game that it's not really a game. It's basically, here's the engine. We've moved all our game assets to it. Go nuts, have fun. But last year they cut off Serious Sam the 4 engine from the Fusion engine, so that's being developed in isolation. So now they have, after letting that soak for a while, they have a bunch of stability updates where they fix like VR FPS counters. If you decide you want to play a game using an NVIDIA Quadro because you decided to burn $15,000 on a video card, they got you back now.
Quadros are very affordable now. The old ones, but
Well,
Yeah,
yes, all,
the Kepler ones. Yes.
yeah.
yeah. But for level makers, you may need to rebake your maps.
Yes.
That's really the only big significant change. The rest of it should just be stability stuff. And of course, they're always soliciting feedback because Protein gives a shit about their engine. They want it to be good. They want it to be performant and cross-platform.
Yep.
And they have a new game coming out, so there's that.
Planet Badass. They want to show that up. I'm still excited for Planet Badass. I can't wait for that.
Well, I mean, they're being very smart with Fusion because this is what Serious Sam 4 is going to be running on. It's the same engine. They've updated the engine, and that's what they're building that game on. So this is a good way to get a lot of the kinks worked out before they roll it out.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. They let people have that.
It's definitely why they're some of our favorite Croatian psychopaths.
Oh yeah,
Indeed.
this like Crow Team were the first ones that actually got a proper implementation of Vulkan going in a mainstream title. I don't want to call it AAA because it isn't, but it's like, yeah, a Serious Sam and the Talos Principle. The Talos Principle was the first one. Vulkan, yeah.
Before that, they were like, "Hey man, let's see if we can make it work with VDAPU." Like, how does that going to work? Like, we don't know. And I was apparently the one person who tried it. I was like, "There's an error." It's like, "Wait, you tried it?" I was like,
Yeah, I saw their tweet response. It's like, "Wait, you actually tried that?"
All right. 2 new games, then we can get out of here.
Indeed,
Yeah.
and the first one is Light Fairy Tale Episode 1.
Dark
yes,
Fairy
they are
Tale
releasing
Episode
this.
9 unavailable for comment.
The Phantom Menace.
They are releasing this in episodes. I don't know why, but they decided to do that. Maybe they just don't.
Please don't.
Maybe
have
they're
yours.
working on a shoestring budget, and they decided if we put this out and it's good and people buy it, we can actually make more. And you know, these people. This is not the first game that they put out on Steam. They put out that bike outrun racing game. What was it called? It's
Dirt
down
Bike?
here somewhere.
Bike
Super
Curious?
Night Riders. Super
Okay.
Night Riders. Yeah, it's that same developer, and this one, it's a JRPG inspired by the classics as they describe it, and it's available now,
lightsaber.
25% off. Yes, and there is the one male protagonist surrounded by a bunch of girls. So it's your fantasy harem anime thing going on.
So it's your box standard JRPG plot. Got it.
Yes.
I mean, I gotta give them credit because that animation actually looks pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's built in Unity, so it beats the RPG Maker graphics.
And I definitely appreciate them going for like a Final Fantasy IV Warriors of Light, Final Fantasy IX type of vibe. That was sort of an aesthetic that kind of got thrown by the wayside, but I can definitely appreciate them trying to like build the JRPG around that. Of course, it's full of weeb shit, so if you have a low tolerance for that, then it may not be for you.
Well done weeb shit, though. I mean,
it looks like it's very well done weeb shit. 100%.
Yeah. If you like your
the
weeb,
reviews seem
well
to
done.
prove that.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Smash.
Superpower Battle Friends Expialidocious. Smash Brothers, apparently. I've never played Smash Brothers, but this is a 2D indie platform fighter. And Jordan, would you agree that it is... Oh, it's on Unreal Engine, too. But
yes.
This has got a couple of things that we like. One, multiplayer. Two, senseless violence, even though it's pixel. But it's accelerated pixels, I hear.
Yeah, well, that was I was reading through this. It's in early access, so they're still developing it. But yeah, if you scroll down to the system requirements, they're like, what, Vulkan or OpenGL compatible video card. And then you scroll up and they're like, oh yeah, no, if you're on Linux, you get to choose between OpenGL and Vulkan. And I'm like, it's a fucking 2D game, but I appreciate the choice. Thanks. At least you're doing it. And I mean, this entire thing is nice. Like having a hipster pixel Smash Brothers is good because the other hipster pixel Smash Brothers, Rivals of the Ether, didn't get a Linux port. So this is what we get.
Brawlhalla did. Did it? Yes, I think it did.
I don't know, Pedro. You're sending me mixed messages there.
Hold on, let me go and see. But yeah, no, it's a $109
to DLC. What the fuck?
Yes, because it's a free-to-play game, and no, it didn't come out on Linux. It's only Windows and Mac. Yeah, but yeah, no. Superpower Battle Friends. Yeah, Superpower Battle Friends is actually it looks all right, and we need more fighting games on Linux, and we need more Vulkan games on Linux. So this is a win-win.
Could be good.
Yes.
I mean, definitely calling it a win. Seems like one to me, but. I might just pick this up too. I know it's in early access, but one thing developers need, feedback working with Unreal Engine 4 because you are brave soldiers.
Absolutely. Unreal Engine 4 and Vulkan under Linux?
Under Linux,
man.
Yeah.
Right. Good luck, guys. You're going to need it.
All right.
Mr. Alert, the answer to that is Unreal Engine 4. That's why it needs 2 gigabytes.
Coming up next. It's very very tiny. Very tiny news segment.
Minuscule.
And then we talk about Squares.
So tiny.
American news segment, so huge.
Oh, American segment.
That happened. All right.
I'm just glad we didn't devolve into sucky $5.
No.
I don't think we could survive that. It's not good. It's not good. Yeah, so I fucking ripped open all the boxes. Wizard robes are still at the old place. I'm gonna go there and pick them up on Monday. No, the robe portion is here. The hood portion. Yeah. The sash, the medallion, and the robe are here, but the fucking hood isn't.
Yeah. The Twitch streams will always look better because they don't fucking re-encode it. No. They're just like, here, have it.
Oh, what's that? You're sending bits that we could just put out? There you go.
Yeah.
They also kind of cap you out.
In all fairness, the downside to that is 1080p60. If you can't handle that on your mobile device or your data bits, can't watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not a mole. I don't perform circumcisions. I keep away from baby dick.
Baby hands, on the other hand.
Listen, Whitey's got to pay.
So that's why they were all white. Okay.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, audience participation between segments. If you want to head over to vote.linuxgamecast.com.
While you vote, I'm gonna go take a piss.
So we got favorite Croatian psychopaths, the DOS agents, fit it on the label maker, please work fucker, and we have towels. I'm gonna give we have towels a vote.
All right.
Maybe the DOS ages too.
The DOS ages, man. I lived through them. I was there.
I caught the ass end of the DOS ages. I was like,
They weren't bad. They were exciting times. Just like the whole concept of plug and play peripherals. Like what? Like that was part of the fun. Spending a week fucking around with dip switches, making IRQ and DMAs like conflict against each other to get the one thing to work, even though it made two other things that didn't work.
but you needed that gamepad support, man.
Hey, man, and those other two things had to not work in order for that. You know, if you took those out of the equation, nothing would work.
Oh yeah, because it fails in such a way that it loads some value of memory into this region that this other thing takes advantage of. So
Failing in a very reliable way is not fail. DOS. Man, I haven't even messed around with like FreeDOS or anything like that in a long time.
nor have I. I just haven't had reason to. Like, if I need to fix a system now, it's like, oh, I have Linux on my house keys. Boop.
Yeah.
Actually, I need to update that image. That's a Fedora 19 security lab. That's like fucking. That's literally like 10 versions of Fedora. That's like a 5-year-old install now.
Mr. Retro Linux. No wonder hipster with your Fedora.
Yeah. Hey man, I wear a bowler. Thank you very much.
Goddamn.
I live that Homsar life.
Fedoras aren't bad hats, but yeah, nope, can't wear one anymore. God damn it.
No, it's like the toothbrush mustache. It used to be very popular.
Yeah, Charlie
then one
Chaplin,
asshole. Yeah, then one asshole had to go ruin it for everyone.
I thought about getting a pork pie hat, like the
Like the
Heisenberg.
iceberg.
Yeah. But it's not really a functional hat. I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that was the thing that bothered me going to synagogue as a kid, is I hated having the yarmulke on my head.
Hey, Willie's alive on a Saturday.
Willie.
What the hell's
I want to.
Norharu?
Mordhau? It's like a sword fighting like arena shooter.
Okay. No Man's Sky, Rage 2, of course.
Yep.
Borderlands, Total, oh my god, war. Yeah, other than on Linux,
No.
unless Garden Flipper is on Linux, I don't know.
Garden Flipper. It's the less popular sequel to I don't know, Ocean Flipper. Garden Flipper. It's House Flipper DLC.
Oh. That
Oh,
worries
yeah,
me
that,
more.
that kinda
that
blew up.
game is popular enough that the fucking DLC makes the top.
People, this is for people who want a garden but don't want to go outside.
This is a very weird me diagram, is all I'm saying.
It's like I feel personally attacked here.
Oh, and the Total War Warhammers are on sale because 3 is coming out. Fallout 4 Game of the Year edition.
Well, the
I got that on Humble.
beta keys apparently were going out for the classic World of Warcraft.
Yes.
I think they're going to be all right. I've never fucking played Warcraft, but I'm kind of good that the community had gotten together and did their own servers to play classic.
Mm-hmm.
Then when Blizzard was like, "Yo, we want to do that. Stop doing that. That's against the rules now because we want to sell this." And
Yeah.
I think they drastically overestimate. I think a lot of people who are playing Warcraft currently, and this is from like listening to people who still fucking elbow deep in the game. They're like, I don't remember how boring that game was.
Yeah, a lot of people who play World of Warcraft that I know, it's like, yeah, no, the original one wasn't very good. It wasn't like the Burning Crusade that it got good.
A
Give me
burning
more.
sensation for a burning crusade. That's fucking Ron Paul with lightsabers.
Aw. Denied.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's still loading on my end.
Yeah, that bot's been fucking up. I think, like, if you click on it, it loads fine. But
To accuse the bot of fucking up would be to imply that it has at one point ever worked correctly.
true. But I think that was more of a content failure than a failure to do the thing that it tries to do, which is retrieve an image based on a keyword.
58 Night Elf Druid.
Yeah.
Hey, I had a level 58 or 59 paladin that I stopped playing when the subscription that one of my university mates paid for.
Never played WoW.
Nope.
Stayed the
Same
fuck
here.
away from it.
I've never, not that I've ever been, okay. Way back in the day, we did some early work on Anarchy Online. There was a semi-functioning, it never even went public, Linux Qt port of that, and played that, and when that the project for the Linux thing's like, we're not gonna finish doing that. I'm like, oh well, fuck me. Then regged them, played around with that. You have central heating and air now, baby, but you also
They haven't fucking turned it on.
What do you mean, turned it on?
Like, there's no cold air coming out of the vent, and I have thermostat set to blast cold air.
And how much are you deducting out of your rent?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that'll get somebody in there like tomorrow morning.
See, I had to cut post data checks. So they have the, I can't just, you are not allowed to change that value after you hand that off. I guess I could just cancel the check.
You can threaten to fucking cancel the check. Be like, yo, I don't have central heat. I don't have heating and air. Fuck that.
Mm.
You're like, I'm freezing.
I'm freezing, you guys. Yeah, they were supposed to turn it on today, but they did not. Gotta go down and tell them what the fuck.
Yeah. You know, you would think for the price that they charge, they seem like very sketchy, risk-averse landlords.
Well, so that's the thing. This is the building. This isn't them. This
Okay.
isn't the landlord. This is the condominium corporation.
Hmm.
Two separate entities that I have to deal with.
Lovely.
Because someone owns this unit, I'm not renting it from the corporation. So I can complain to the landlords, and they can complain to the condo corporation, but I still have to live with it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Indeed.
Alright, let's close out all of these
Yep.
tabs.
I got to pull an audio. Okay, I'll just leave that muted. That's not broke. Let me check some other shots while we're at it. Nope, let's do that later. Why do
But
now what I can
interrupt
put
him.
off?
Procrastination.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Procrastinate.
Probably because Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to start at a mill.
Yeah. 1.3 mil.
Yeah. I saw a nice little make a good studio, dude. It was like 230. I want to go look at it. I'm not. I want to.
Then you get to go through the exercise of fucking disconnecting everything and going and reconnecting everything.
Yeah.
Fun.
We see, I haven't looked into it because it might actually be serviced by fiber.
Ah, and then that's the decision then and there.
But it's a fool's errand, man. I'll just end up living there. Yeah, nah. That's ridiculous. LA's like that too, man. Like parts of LA.
Mm.
Looking at a mill. For a little tiny, little bullshit house. Missouri. What?
Missouri.
That's just like hard mode on top of renting.
You live in that one state that everyone forgets.
It's a state. I don't think Missouri's as bad as I'm thinking. Where is Missouri?
I always conflate Missouri and Mississippi, but that's
Yeah. Because I know Mississippi is towards the south and somewhere in the middle.
Okay, it's surrounded by Chicago, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Tennessee. Huh, I guess that is there.
Yeah.
Tennessee. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it is. Yeah. Close enough.
It's a flyover state, is what it is.
It is the show me state.
Show me what?
Ah, you see, this is part of the fun and mystery of Missouri. They don't tell you till you get there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't show people that you want to get an abortion there.
Not at all like Mississippi.
Basically, it's like a worse Mississippi.
Like
'Cause at
Mississippi
least-
without the swamps.
You want to be the center of gravity? You ever tried to be like off left of gravity? It's bullshit. All the other gravity makes fun of you.
Oh, so if you go to Missouri, you die of dysentery, North Ranger?
Fuck yeah.
Mississippi is the worst in most lists.
I think most of the world's population that has ever been near a computer and like primary or secondary school has pretty much died in every continental state of North America. Of dysentery.
Of dysentery? Yeah.
Sometimes bees.
Sometimes bees that carry dysentery.
Oh no, it's it's a dysentery bee. What happens? Just wait.
It's worse than a spelling bee. It's a dysentery bee.
I don't want to be insensitive about that, but can you imagine like being taken out by pooping?
Yeah, so that would be miserable.
Man.
You go out like Elvis.
Elvis
Dead of a
died
drug
in the
overdose in a bathroom still? Okay,
Yeah.
sign me up.
yeah, I was gonna say, Elvis died on the Oregon Trail? What?
He died in a pooper.
Yeah,
Come on.
Listen, man, haven't you seen the prequel to Bubba Hotep with the time machine thing?
I'd watch that fucking movie.
Fuck yeah, I would. Hollywood, well, you probably wouldn't make it. So.
Bollywood, hook us up.
Yeah, we'll get on this. How much news do we have to cut?
I know there's this like
we
really
got,
teeny
like-
tiny village in Iowa
Four.
called Pedro. I think they pronounce it Pedro.
It's like how the state's not called Nevada, it's called Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Pedro.
Peter, I mean.
That
Yep.
is the English equivalent, yes?
Its French
Oh, yeah.
equivalent is Perrier. Perrier?
Pere?
Pierre.
Douchebag.
Pierre?
Like Pierre Le Préfet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
So we're just gonna start calling Pedro Peter now.
Fictional characters. Come on, we need to edit some wiki pages. I'm just saying. Plage Morizzo needs to be
Yeah.
in here.
Plays Mauricio, the real Portugamer.
Oh, I thought this was going to say Pedro too. I misread it. Pedro Pony.
Pedro Pony, Pedro
Peppa
Plane.
Pig.
Oh, man, really close. Pedro the Magician Shapeshifter.
Pedro the Male Burrow, the mascot of the Boy Scouting magazine Boys Life. Can we get you to cosplay as that, Pedro?
Dude. We can make this happen. All right, let me grab a refill and we do this, then we do that, then we do a wiffle ball bat. Hot.
You can go with this, or you could go with that. Or you could go with this, or you could go with that. Or you could go with this, or you could go with that. Or you could go with that. Cue the Christopher
Well,
Walken.
apparently it's not in Iowa, it's in West Virginia. What am I talking about?
Iowa?
What the Iowa? Iowa,
New
man.
state here at LGC in
Iowa.
Iowa. Have you ever been to Iowa?
It's like the wah from the fucking Hokuto no Ken opening. You wah shock Iowa.
God damn.
Wasn't there a song that had like bit of the chorus that was Iowa, Iowa?
Sing it for me, Pedro. Sing us the entire song based on your recollection of it.
Oh crap! It was Slipknot.
Oh we oh we oh oh we oh we oh.
Yeah.
7.1%. Jesus Christ. 8.4% of people in DC have diabetes. It's 9% in Wisconsin and Oregon. Massachusetts is up there.
West Virginia. Tell me, mama.
In Missouri, 1 in 10 people has diabetes. Oh my god. Yeah. Miserable. So many one-footed individuals hobbling around.
Diabetes.
Oh, it's not animated? Fuck that.
No.
Or Wilfred Brimley is just moving very slowly.
There.
Fucked up and found a bag of cough drops.
How do you just find that?
I put them in a cabinet, man. And it's like, all right, this is the cough drop cabinet or something. And I was digging around and like, oh, hey, free cough drops.
Yeah, I too have pharmacy candy.
Are you just gonna be munching on them for the rest of the show now?
No. I'm sick of your accusations, man. Fuck. I have more self-control.
You fucking koala bear with your addiction to eucalyptus, man.
5 hours in the rain at a Unigrow. Yep, been there. Done. I've taken that trip. I don't know if that's
Yeah, I asked if I needed to go to my graduation party thing in order to get the diploma, and they said no. So I said, "Fuck you guys, then."
The conversation with me was like, "How much does it cost for you to mail me my degree?" All right, cool. There you go.
They did Thunder and Lightning, and when Adrian, because I effectively went through law school with him, and I was like, I'm sitting watching the whole fucking thing. We got rain. I was like, fuck, I don't care. I mean, after a certain amount of saturation, you're just like, well,
Yeah,
it's already completely wet. It's not
right.
going to get more wet.
There's that point where once you're like actually soaked through, then it's just like whatever. We're dealing with this anyways. I think like maybe 3/4 of the way to that is like where is the optimal time to give up. But
apparently during mine, according to my ex at the time, 2 people fainted because it was out in the sun. And people were just standing out in the sun wearing black robes.
I think that was just a cruel joke on the administration's part. They're like, how many
Right.
people can we convince to get heat stroke?
Apparently 2 of them actually did.
The moral of the story is stare directly into the sun.
Yeah, I don't have that problem. I had the sunroof open for a minute driving back from the studio today. It's like, yeah, fuck that. Too much light. All right, let's do some news.
News. What's the order?
We're gonna do main page,
Page.
LinuxGameCast. Then we can talk about the addition from the main page of
Wish lists.
Yeah, put the wish list for you and Pedro on that. And after that, just give a mention the
Patreon
store.
Store.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and mention the store while we're there. Then we'll kick over to Patreon because we do have a new Patreon, everyone, to thank.
Whee!
Yay!
How's that for a clap test?
Cool. Let's kick it in the kidneys.
Ow, my kidneys.
Give me a clap test, Pedro. Thank you, sir. In 3, 2.
Have you ever been kicked in the kidneys?
Twice.
That hurts.
All 3 of them.
Show us, Pedro. Show us now.
Show us where the
That
kidney
hurts.
kicked you.
It hurts a significant amount. And
Okay,
but hey,
hang on. Real talk. I mean, how many kidneys do you have, too?
Yes.
Weirdo. Okay, what were we saying?
I didn't get one stolen at one point.
It's like, why, you want to buy one?
I don't know, man. You're an asymmetrical motherfucker. I had to ask.
The most asymmetrical Pedro. All right, enough. The shilling time is now. Head on over to LinuxGameCast.com where you can help me pay for a new kidney because god damn it, I need it. We got all sorts of links for you to follow to give us money, and we got wish lists. We got personalized wish lists. If you want to buy me something, you want to buy Pedro something, you can now. You have the option to do so.
Get back to him. Be like, hey. Here's what it's really for. You can creep on these motherfuckers. That's why I finally got around to put it in there and be like, what do they secretly want? And Pedro's like, I wouldn't creeped on him. I was like, well, let's see what you're up to. Pedro's like, microphone, camera. So like, Jordan's like, I want to make
everything
weed butter, D&D books.
Why not, right? Like, I don't expect anyone to buy me this shit.
All I'm saying for entertainment value, your wish zone is better than Pedro's.
No, mine is stuff that I will use in some way for the show. So,
and there's one for the studio. I don't have one. I have too much work. Okay.
Just be glad I didn't include the underwear that was originally on there.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
But
yes.
Keeping us loud, live, independent, commercial free is the 122 beautiful party Patreons.
Oh, we're not gonna tell people about the stuff that they can buy from us and not Amazon.
They could figure that out.
All right, sure. Yeah, but you can be a cool person. Head on over to patreon.com/LinuxGameCast. Give us money week in, week out. Get access to some cool stuff like our Discord channel or show notes or an extra hour of Linux gaming goodness with the pre super shows and. Or maybe you can even get on some game streams when Ven or I, but not Pedro, go live and play some multiplayer games with folks. That's always an option. There. We got Vertnog to thank. Vertnog is a brand new old patron. He was supporting us before. We've had him in. We've mentioned him in this segment before, but I think this time he's a true blue Patreon. Good on you. Give us money.
Thank you very much, Vertnog.
It's kind of crazy. Like one of those like not turquoise Patreons, but a true blue. I don't even know how that works. Hey, seriously, thanks everybody.
Aquamarine Patreon.
We got merch, all that fun stuff. Everyone's been wicked awesome. Keeping us going for 5+ years, man. We actually have a little bit of a budget. Do crazier things with. That's interesting. A little bit terrifying. Also interesting. Drivers. Hey, it's been a while.
Yeah. NVIDIA has a new driver.
Tradition.
Well, I mean, no, there was that Vulkan driver they released a couple weeks ago. But if you don't want to do ray tracing on your 10 series card at like 10 frames a second, you can download this. It's 4/30/14, brand new. Came out. I think what was the 14th? It came out on Tuesday. Has some improved performance for Dirt 4 and Wolfenstein, the new Colossus, because they added presentation from Q families, which support VKQ compute bit. They added some stuff for NVIDIA VDPAU for people who give a shit about that. Updated the NVIDIA installer to avoid people like Pedro who insist on having non-English locales on their computers in England. And they added support for GL, VDPAU interop. That's a long one.
Rolls off the tongue.
Indeed. You can install it if you report some better performance in Dirt 4 or Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, let us know. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you want to levy some complaints at NVIDIA through us. They do sometimes listen to us. Sometimes.
Yeah, we were talking before on the pre super shows, and go back and check that out. There's even a video version of that now. There's like 2 years we've been doing that. Red caught up to me. I was like, wow, that's an extra hour every week. It's our production meeting. It's kind of fun. Dirt, that enhancement. No, we've definitely seen improvements, like, because I know it caught us off guard for like wine games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? This? Did we reach consensus? Is this the first time they've done like a particular fix for a native game?
I think so. I know that they stopped doing specific like OpenGL improvements when they introduced the vendor-neutral dispatch stuff to the driver, but I don't actually remember any native games.
Well, send
like
us some hate
improved
mail,
performance.
Pedro.
But then again, this is Vulkan, so it's like the wild, wild west out there, and they can do whatever they want.
I don't know, man. I downloaded them on Fedora 30, and I was kind of forced into it because Negativo CUDA repos, when the latest driver rolled out, it flipped its shit and got angry with itself. So I could have CUDA that would work with UNCUT, or I could have CUDA that would work with DaVinci Resolve, depending on which package I install. And I said, you know what? Scorched earth policy on this. Let's just run level 3. Done. So
yeah,
they do
no,
work.
I'm sticking to the Vulkan beta drivers, the old 418,
These,
5206.
Everything is in these by now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You're just using old drivers because you're a hipster at this point.
No, I'm just using old drivers because I don't trust Solus with drivers.
And I'm using old drivers because I'm lazy.
All fair and valid points. DXVK, a little bit of an update.
Yes, version 1.2. Yeah. Hopefully this one won't get rolled back like 1.1 originally was, because it has a lot of really nice things. They have the command buffer submissions, which is, as they describe it, a separate thread now used for command buffer submission, which may increase performance in CPU-bound scenarios. I can think of a few games that actually do that. The first Dark Souls, the non-enhanced version, it pegs a single thread at 100% and doesn't use any of the others. It's really bad.
Well, they specifically call out Quick Champions too for this particular fix. But yeah, no, it's good because now you can take advantage of it. Well, it increases the amount of GPU utilization, which is good because you want Vulkan to do its stuff on the GPU as opposed to being stuck on CPU stuff. CPU as well. They also have some fixes that they've introduced so that they can better support that AGS branch that does crossfire and makes all the games run at 11 billion and 1 frames a second, and will revolutionize Linux gaming, and everything will just run perfectly well. And your SLI will just magically work because it'll detect as crossfire. That's making it into the 1.2 release. Not those enhancements specifically, but the groundwork that is required to implement said features.
Which also happens to enable a bunch of non-official Direct 3D 11 extensions, let's call them that some developers have found a way to hack into their games. And with the XVK 1.2, those are actually enabled. So hopefully we'll get even more games working with the XVK.
I still have to sit back sometimes because we genuinely went in less than the span of a year from, oh, it's a wine game. Oh, is it Direct 3D 11? Fuck. Oh, does it have a DX9 render possibly? Cross fingers. Oh, it does? Yeah, I can play it. To, man, I hope this is DX11 so I can use DXVK with it and run it at a very performant rate.
Valve money.
Get shit done, son.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
You gotta blast Amazing Grace over our go-kart engine.
My departure from Super Tux Kart. After 13 years of working on Super Tux Kart, I've decided to step away from the project and make space for new team leaders. It's his last post, and he just kind of, goes back of this thing started 13 years ago, and just the progression it has made, and man, it has come a long way in that time. You got to know what Super Tux Kart is. It's a kart racer. It used to look like poo. Now it looks pretty good. We kind of like it. It even has multiplayer.
Online multiplayer.
Online multiplayer is even better than regular non-online multiplayer. 100%. So he's like, how do I want to put this? It came across really good. Really good. And Iker, you've done a fantastic job. The best I could take, I want to see what you guys think, is it's like the new kids, the new people. I'm just saying kids as a word. They have more of the move fast, break things mentality, as opposed to his everything needs code review, everything needs documentation. And I think that's always been evident with Super Tux Kart, I'd say, over the last 13 years, because it's always worked, but in all fairness, it has moved at a glacial pace.
Yeah, I mean that's a little bit of a high hopes thing. The new people might hopefully iterate a little faster and give us some more features, or at least like make available like beta branches that implement like new funky features that people can try out. But yeah,
and it makes sense because when he started working on it, the game was not working. The original the original Tux Kart, it was just not working.
Indeed. Yeah, but like 13 years though, that's a long ass time.
Yeah.
That's longer than I've worked at fucking anything. So I think after that amount of time, Homeboy deserves a bit of a break. Maybe go do some other stuff.
Going out on a high note with the 1.0 that has online multiplayer, and it looks pretty good. And it got 3 chairs on the chair QA session a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
It's a pretty fun little cart. And I've been following through a couple of Reddit threads, just with people discussing this. And like one thing that was a very common theme were like, hey man, from people who were excited about this, not excited that he is leaving, but excited that it's going to be under new management, and hopefully that like iterations will go a little faster. The common theme I saw was unless, even if you had an idea and you submitted like a pull request, like, hey, I've implemented this, it had to be pretty much lockstep with their vision for it. I mean, it couldn't really change anything, or they're just like, F off, even if you've done the work. And a lot, of course, like, well, why don't you just fork it? And they're like, well, we don't want a million forks of Super Tux Kart,
Well, the other thing with this blog post too is that 2 other senior team members are leaving as well. To time with Hiker leaving as well, so those slots have been opened up and filled with new blood. It's a changing of the guard. It's monumental. It's significant. Super Tux Kart has been a mainstay in Linux gaming for 13 fucking years, and it's good to see that there's a solid future ahead of it.
Indeed, that's not the only racing cars we have this week.
No, it's not. And I, as a fan of racing games, I do like whenever a new one comes out, even if it's like a small project that you can download for free on itch.io, which is the case with Mayhem Cars. And this one, the name is very appropriate, mostly because while there are some racing games that you feel like cars weigh nothing, in this one, it feels like every single car weighs about, 6 tons. They're all basically tanks. And if you touch a wall, you stop. If you touch another car, you stop. If you so much as climb a little bit of the side bumpers, it stops.
Pedro, the other car poops glitter.
Yes, there's
your car doesn't poop glitter?
No,
I was led to believe some falsehoods about Turbojet.
Dude, it was a cream I had to put on, man. We don't like to talk about it.
Basically, Mayhem is adequate because you cannot drive to any significant degree in this game. I don't know why, and there's a lot of
Why would you want to drive in a racing game? I mean, what's wrong with you?
I have a question. What the hell do they mean by quote unquote interesting AI? Can you comment on that,
They're
Pedro?
dumb. They're
Oh,
dumb. They will.
so they're
they will be
they're
going in a straight
special.
line and just straight up turning into a wall. It's like, okay, all right. Why'd you do that?
That sounds very interesting, Pedro. I'm enthralled. I'm
So you tried it out. I mean,
Enchanted.
how does it work with the PS4 controller?
It doesn't.
I just want to talk shit.
Well,
Did
it
you-
does.
Okay.
If I plug it in,
All right.
if I use this particular USB cable right here, I can't get it right now. But yeah,
This was great in the
Thing.
pre super shows, and Pedro went on his monologue. It was like 3.5 minutes long about the Bluetooth, and Jordan just like click. All right.
yeah.
Done.
No, I like that Jordan tried to hit the button and saw the light go blink and off. Like, what the?
Mm.
Huh?
So it is
Yeah, and-
racing. It's priced to sell. Would you recommend giving it a try, Pedro?
Yeah, no, it's like a 70 megabyte download. Go ahead and give it a shot. You probably won't enjoy it.
It looks like a Unity joint question mark.
Possibly, I didn't bother checking, but the file there was a data folder, so probably yeah.
Yeah.
It comes in a zip folder, so
Mm.
probably.
No,
Yeah,
you
there it
you
is.
have to totally
CH mod.
mod that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all right.
Living the CH
So-
mod life. That's your
Yeah.
best life.
This next game though, you're not gonna have to chmod plus X. You may need to clean out your home directory afterwards if you're a stickler about that. We're taking a look at Felseal, Arbiter's Mark. Next. Now. Whenever.
Actually, I think I still have it on my games folder. Let's have a
Whenever.
look.
Wherever. I don't fucking know.
All right, Shakira,
I-
shut up.
No, my hips don't lie, and they're telling you that you need to eat more asshole. I don't know.
Yeah, it created a Unity 3D folder, so that is Unity. Yep.
Usually you can just tell by like it has the executable and then it has that capital D data folder. That's a pretty hardcore Unityism.
It's not the epic. It is our unepic watch continues.
But there
Oh, yeah.
there are a couple of other game engines that also have the data folders. Like,
Well, it's better than Unreal Engine that has their fucked up directory structure of
where
nightmare-
nothing is in the root folder.
No, everything's under like Target, Linux, x86, 64, binaries,
Slash
special
Targaryen.
sauce.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we also got show titles at vote.linuxgamecast.com. We got a couple of new suggestions, but looks like DOS Ages is in the lead.
Those ages are winning.
Oh,
Winning by a significant margin.
Ugh.
Mm,
Tell your mom I say hi, Strider. I'm sure she's a very classy lady.
You would totally take her out to dinner.
I would take her out for a nice, lovely seafood dinner and never call her again.
what time will you have my mum back? You want her back?
Do you want her back?
Spank me, mommy. Spank me, Mama Strider. That's the show title.
Yes, Mrs. Commandant, please.
Madame Commandant, please. I am a naughty boy.
So like, teach me the English.
Teach me how to be a French person.
Oh.
No, les enfants en français.
Well, that's nice. I mean, you know, a week with you, and she's like, I'm good.
Yep.
Seen any good movies lately?
Last one I saw was John Wick 2.
Oh yeah, John Wick 3's out now.
It is. I'm honestly, I'm gonna hold on that because I know what the movie is. I'm gonna enjoy it, but I really don't think it's going to like further the plot.
No, yeah,
It'll further it about as much as John Wick 2 did.
Right.
I mean, the plot in a John Wick movie exists mainly to get John Wick from point A to point B so he can shoot the people who live there.
Via bullets, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, like, yeah, I watched the previous 2 John Wick movies just, like, at home on my couch, so I may end up just doing that with number 3. Not... Like, literally, my decision to go see Detective Pikachu today was, like, I wonder if it's playing in the theater near me. Oh, it's starting in, like, 15 minutes. I can walk there in 5 minutes. Okay.
No, Linux Nuru, the subtitle for John Wick 1 was, Theon Greyjoy killed my dog.
See, that's what the finale of Game of Thrones needs. Like, John Wick just shows up.
Oh yeah, I mean he jumps out of Galactica. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Galactica stops above the ruins of King's Landing. John Wick jumps out.
here's like a very unfortunate thing. That scene, bit of rose-colored glasses. I went back and like pulled that up maybe a month or 2 ago. And I was like, let me just watch this pornography. And it's like, yeah, okay. I kind of built it up over the years, and my brain meets. Still a good shot, but it wasn't like when I first saw it. I was like, oh my god, because you're so invested.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, there's that feeling you get in the moment, and then there's how that gets stored and how you experience that later, right? Also, I mean, like, yeah, go back and watch the CG. Back in the day, the CG for BSG was awesome. Now it's okay. It's passable.
All right.
Yeah, but that's just because technology progresses and we have better looking CG now.
Is that still on the Netflix, or did they move that to like Hulu or some shit?
It's not on Canadian Netflix, so I can't give you a straight answer on that.
I haven't given that a rewatch yet.
I did that a year or 2 ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good show. I like it.
I need some new background music. I am like this close to being able to like read dialogue from Stargate along with the actors, you know.
Oh yeah.
Just having that in the background while I'm doing shit.
There's a couple TNG episodes where I can basically just like recite along with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Keanu Reeves is apparently fucking IRL John Wick, it turns out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, method actor.
Yep.
He plays the role of a gun.
I don't think John Wick does method, does he? Or not John Wick, Keanu Reeves. I can't differentiate them anymore.
It's all bullets. You don't have to worry about it. Oh yeah. Let me SSH into Jackbox and yeah. How you doing?
How you doing? Yeah, I'm supposed to remind you to connect the jack at the hate mail segment. I put it in the show notes.
Thank
right
you.
above hate mail, so hopefully I'll see it. Don't limit yourself. You can do anything if you set your mind to it. Even make a successful indie game on Steam.
All right, 2 things I want to say to everybody listening. One, that graphene pad thing that I bought for the 1700. Legit,
Okay.
100%. Like the temp right now, and I mean the box has got decent load on it. Is 39C with a Hyper 212. Not
So it goes in between like the CPU and the heatsink or something?
yeah,
or,
you don't use thermal pad, and it's a graphene pad.
Okay.
And you stick it in there and just put it on.
And what, it just kind of looks like graphene steel wool or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can buy them on Amazon all day long, or don't if you're thinking about doing it. I found like the supplier for like a big sheet to get from Mauser Electronics, so you can cut and make your own thread rubber.
It's a bad idea.
Thread rubber, baby. Now that I know that it works, but well, the only reason I'm bringing that up is I've had the 1700 about a year,
Sure.
and I used it had the Wraith heatsink. I initially just put that on. I was like, all right, let's see if this thing's even worth a damn before I go order something. Put it on, worked great. I was like, shit, I can even clock it. I clocked it at 3.7. No problems with it. When I pulled that off, I told the story Wednesday. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. But that thermal paste, which was pre-applied, was a brick. I mean, chip, trying to get it off.
That was when I swapped the fans out on the FAP top. That was like the same thing, except they overdid it with the heat lube, and literally it was like overflowing on like the sides and like the entire thing. You had to it felt like I was Indiana Jones, like chipping away at to reveal the dye underneath. Because they had piled so much fucking heat lube on it that, yeah.
You gotta, see, I know for 100%, I mean, the heat lotion that I put on the Threadripper is suboptimal because I 90% chance didn't expect it to fucking boot because you used motherboard and all that shit. It's like something's gonna go wrong. I'm gonna have to take this thing, but let me just put something on here so it doesn't,
explode.
Then it just cut on. I'm like, you know what? We're not fucking with that. It's good enough.
Blam.
Yeah. Actually, no. I mean, it's got that knock to 140 millimeter thing on it. Like, even rendering this thing barely gets up to 60. So.
Yeah, ever since I put the Hyper 212 on the 1600, it never went above 62. I think that's what it caps at.
The CG from Babylon 5 does not hold up Linux Nuru, by the way. It does not. What's weird is the season 5 opening segment has markedly better CG than the actual show itself, and it's really weird.
What?
For Babylon 5,
Babylon 5?
Yeah,
I've heard
the CG for the opening on season 5 is way better than the CG in the show, and it's really distracting. I can't. It's literally unwatchable. I can't do it. No.
Dude, when they released, I remember when they first started releasing the TNG DVDs, people were saying the same. Like, oh, they wouldn't fuck with it. No, it's not how it's supposed to look. Like, it looks better.
Oh man, it's fucking weird. The upscaler on the TV makes TNG run at 60 FPS, and it's so weird looking. The Enterprise is very clearly a model now.
Yeah.
I remember watching it out. Yeah.
Oh, you got a frame doubler on. Yeah, interpolation.
Yeah, it does that. It does it with Game of Thrones too, and that's a little less weird, but for TNG it's pretty weird.
Okay, I have to load up. What are the codecs for Chromium to make it play fucking MP4s?
Doesn't it just do that?
Chromium?
Chromium. I don't know. Chromium play MP4. Chromium doesn't play MP4 files on the Debian subreddit.
What's the package for Fedora?
It's not in the main repo. It's on one of Spot's repos.
I don't want to dick with it. I'll just read it. We'll just use regular old-fashioned Chrome. Actually,
yeah.
Chromium libs media free world.
All I'm saying, there's a Chromium faces, Chromium places.
According to Stack Exchange, it's this one.
Downloads and There we go. Now we got it. So, we move. You need to go on.
Shining fingers.
Okay, now this is where it gets dodgy. The normal. Do like me some jazz work.
Yeah, I do like that old school electric piano sound.
Yeah.
I wish more songs would use it. Also pipe organ, like that church organ sound. I'm into that.
Okay, I think that will give us, is that gonna go away? Yeah, what the hell? What, did you drop something?
Nope. The futzing with the crank on my desk.
Oh, that'll do it too. All right. No, that's just too much.
Yeah, the trumpet was unnecessary.
Yeah, this is a trumpet-free zone.
I don't mind me some trumpet, but like this is not the place for trumpet.
All right.
Doctor, please, don't you know I'm going fast? Doctor, please, don't you know I just can't last?
Doctor, give me the news. I gotta...
Different song.
Jordan, I think he was aware of that. Just to guess.
I'm not sure with Pedro. He doesn't know music good.
I don't care about music all that much, to be honest.
He never learned to count, man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. One day you'll learn how to count a potato, Pedro. Potedro.
This is, in fact, his final form.
Can I count a potato?
Maybe just check it on the wiki. I mean, so...
The LGC wiki.
Oh, hi, Jill. How was Big Daddy Linux?
We could have the Pedropedia.LinuxGameCast.com. The Peaky.
The Pedia.
Wiki Pedro.
Pedrola, no.
Pedrology. It's our new religion.
Yeah.
The Wikidro.
It's Wikipedia. Hi, Wikipedia.
All right.
Got a real kind of thing. Got a whole lot of rhythm. Yeah. Right? Like, come on. That's what this sounds like.
Well, man, when was it? It had been like 2006. He came to the Georgia Theater. That was a good show. I really dug that.
That would have been, yeah.
I want to embiggen. Well, no, I don't need to embiggen that. All right. I think we're good.
Tear the roof off the sucker.
All right.
Pedrophilia is best philia.
Pedrophilia.
How do I get Linux to open up my Pedro files?
Step 1, ladies and gentlemen, kill Pedro.
Kill -9 Pedro.
Linda, I thought you wrote the Pedro District, and I was like, oh boy.
That's the sequel to District 9, Pedro. Right. District Pedro.
Let's get record. Don't need a sync for this one. Yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let me get that paused. Let's bring that up. And 3, 2. Well, my buttons are still in the wrong place. Let's go.
Oh my god, my buttons! Welcome back to the Cherquisition, where the accused must survive trial by Fedoras. Solus, and also Fedora. Then, and only then, can we ask the question, was it fun? This week, we're taking a look at Felseal, Arbiter's Mark. It's by 6i Studio. It's done on Unity. You can pick it up for about $30 if you live in America, a lot more if you live in Canada. What is it? Felseal Arbiter's Mark is a turn-based tactical RPG with focus on storytelling and strategic battles. Unfold a mature story. It's not that mature. As you progress through handcrafted scenarios, controlling your own group of arbiters, with each character customizable from a wide selection of classes and abilities. Dev sent us 2 keys. I actually bought my copy because I wanted to play it. But that doesn't stop us from getting into the chair QA session. Then how'd it work on not Ubuntu?
How did it work on Not Ubuntu? Over here on Not Ubuntu, aka Fedora 30, with the business, everything worked out of the box. Got a new lot. It's always nice when everything does that. Unlike Pedro, he's going to go his folder schizo thing, which I don't agree with. I mean, if it does drop a just a save folder in your home directory, I was like, if you're going to put it somewhere outside of the Steam directory, fair place to put it. However, I'm leaving it there after I uninstall it. Nah, I'm not cool with that. You're going to get ding. Performance, look at it, man. It should run, and it does, a solid 60 at UHD, 3840 by 2160. Graphic, I'm going to say it's an attempt at SNES pixel art on a budget. Controls, X-Clone, worked out of the box. Keyboard, worked out of the box, but I got some words to say about that in the fun section. However, I'll give it a solid 3. Good performer.
Yeah, I too am not perturbed by folders randomly appearing in my home directory. Although I think it's reasonable to not remove the game save when you uninstall the game, because that's the default behavior for most other games, but whatever. On Fedora 30, 64-bit with the i7-6700K and the GTX 1080 Ti. I also tested it on the laptop running the Ryzen 7 2700U with the Vega 11 or Vega 10 built in. Yeah, everything worked fine out of the box. Holds a solid 60 frames a second on both systems. Graphics, it looks like Final Fantasy Tactics. The character arts looks a little Baldur's Gatey, but you know, whatever. They had an art budget or something resembling that. And honestly, this is what I want this game to look like, so I'm not going to complain too much. Control-wise, DualShock 4 worked out of the box, and yeah, the keyboard layout by default is a little insane, but you can rebind everything, so that's not a big deal. I'll give it 4 chairs.
Yeah, it does launch and work reliably, but yeah, like Ven already mentioned, and Jordan agreed, it does that stupid thing of dropping a folder just casually on your home partition root. That's the kind of shit that doesn't fly with me. I like to keep my home folder clean, and whenever something new shows up there, it immediately pops out. So yeah, it's definitely getting dinged. The performance, yeah, it's not exactly demanding. The graphics, well, I guess the price, if you're going to try and justify that price, is because they have many maps. And they really didn't, spend all that much in graphical equity. So, the graphics all work as expected. Clearly, the shadows that some trees in some scenarios cast on the characters are most certainly not ray traced. And the controls, the issue I had with my controller is because the kernel itself broke Bluetooth support for controllers and other devices that don't support any encryption over Bluetooth. So no fault of the game, and after I plugged it in, the DualShock 4 worked, so it's fine. Mouse and keyboard also work, and you can rebind everything, so as far as I'm concerned, it gets 3 chairs.
All right, so it works perfectly fine if you don't have an irrational fear of random directories in your home directory.
Spooky folders.
It's so scary. Oh my god. Ben, do you have fun?
Oh,
stupid folders.
Gentlemen, I had a mothering blast with this game in a parallel fucking universe where I'm not. Because I don't like turn-based, and I absolutely loathe RNG. However, I am here, ladies and gentlemen, as your proxy to see if Felseal does something different. And surprisingly, it does. It's genuinely the first game I've ever played where the developers saw fit to use a Ouija board to lay out the controls. Y'all motherfuckers used a Ouija board to lay out the controls. Didn't you? Yeah, you did. To its credit, the game lets you know it's a spreadsheet simulator, like out of the bat. First 10 minutes, you're like, oh, okay, this is what I'm into. It's not like some of the games where you're like 30 minutes in, then it's like, holy fuck, I'm not into this. Turn-based, you take turns, you boop each other, you adjust numbers, because real-time both angers and confuses you, and you like that for some weird reason. Sometimes you pause and wonder why the hell half of the portrait art was painted by a Rabbidimu on a meth binge. At least that's what I assume, since that shit doesn't match half the time. Anyway, if you don't dig this, if you don't dig the turn-based strategy, this isn't going to change your mind, and that's really all the weight my words should carry, as again, I'm just here as your proxy for other people who don't like turn-based strategy. However, crack open an ear for Jordan and Pedro, because they enjoy this bizarre moon bullshit game style. One chair.
It's better than driving around on a fake track when you have like real cars. I don't know. Anyways, it's very clear that these guys realized that Squeenix had no interest in ever making a new Final Fantasy Tactics game and decided, fuck it, we're going to make our own. And they followed that formula to a T. I personally have dumped many hours into the Game Boy Advance and Nintendo DS Final Fantasy Tactics, and it's remarkable how it all comes back to you. It's like, oh, going through this game, you can see it on the first stream I did, where I was like, oh, this is exactly like Final Fantasy Tactics. Oh, this is like this other game I played. So if you are a fan of this style of game, this is nothing new. It's all very familiar. And yeah, story. Well, let's just say don't play for the plot. The plot is rock stupid. And when you had honestly, the first Final Fantasy Tactics Advance for the GBA had a brilliant twist with its story, where it's like, oh, you about near the end, you're like, oh wait, are we the baddies? Oh, I guess we're the baddies. But the central conceit is pretty fucking dumb so far, based on what I've played. But give me them squares and I'm gonna be happy trying to unlock all the various classes to make my multi-class hybrids and min-max all my stats so that my dudes are like super powerful and effective. That's just my jam. I love the style of gameplay. It speaks to me in a way that few other styles of game do. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. I actually am probably gonna keep playing it. The only problem is I don't have this on like a Switch or something, so I can play it on the toilet, because that's where I would go to like lose the feeling in my legs after playing a game for 3 hours. I really enjoy this game for the gameplay and only the gameplay. If you are looking for that quote unquote mature storyline, maybe look elsewhere. This is not the most intense narrative, but it does good squares on squares, and that's what I'm looking for. 3 chairs.
Yeah, this is the kind of tactical RPG, as they call it, that I like. It's this guy on a budget. It's Final Fantasy Tactics on a budget. There's a little too much talking about people I don't really care about, and there's a lot of text on screen at any one time. I've said this before, I'm more of a I'm more of a fan of the show don't tell approach. And these people do a lot of telling. They don't shut up. There's also very little in the way of exploration and little point in going back to areas unless you really want that extra bit of dialogue. But the thing that kills it for me, it's that stupid folder. Stop fucking doing that. There's a .config and a .local share to store local configs or local files like saves. You don't need to just drop it in the root of your home folder. I would even excuse it if it tried to use the documents folder, actually try to use the folder that I've set for documents in XDG, not unlike last week's game. But this is the kind of low effort crap that I expect to see in like sub $10 games, not $30 ones. So it would get 3 chairs if it weren't for that stupid folder, so it gets 2.
Pedro has some very bizarre criteria for scoring games.
Dude, out of like the legitimate reasons and complaints that people could have against like Snap, Pedro, the entire crux of his arguments, like, I don't like how they name a folder.
Yeah,
it's a stupid lowercase folder that they just drop in the root of your home.
Yeah. So yes. The moral of the story here is don't listen to Pedro. He has an irrational fear of directories in his tilde folder.
I like to keep my home folder clean.
And anyways, coming up next, we got some hate mail, and I gotta remind
counter argument.
That's because it's not worth formulating a counter.
There isn't a counter argument. You're like, okay. Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah, the
Yeah, go
counter
ahead,
argument.
say it. I'm retarded.
The counter argument is sticking a pacifier in your mouth and letting you suck on that for a little bit. Coming up, yeah, like I was saying, coming up next, I gotta remind Ven to connect the jack, and then we're gonna do some hate mail.
Best jack.
Connect it. Whew. Man, my back is still. Oh yeah, my back is still a little messed up from doing that overhead press too.
Ah.
Yeah, a little stiff. It'll be pretty nuts if I can do body weight for overhead press though. That'll be ridiculous. Dude, if we Ven flavored pacifiers would just be like cough drop flavored pacifiers, and
delicious.
That would be the last we'd ever hear of anything from Ven aside from like the Maggie Simpson sucking noise.
And where are we at? That should still be. Oh, all right. I got to change that back to. Everyone want to see that nightmare? Dun
Dum da 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 dum da 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 dun da 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 dun 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 dun.
I think that's it. Yeah, that's the one we're on. Skirt. Got a deep again. Makes me want to play Sonic every week. Casino music. Two years.
Is it gonna be that long?
For Sonic the Hedgehog?
The next Doctor Who episode?
Doctor Who, man. I mean, it's like they're intentionally trying to fucking kill it. You know, between like Capaldi and, you know, Matt Smith and Capaldi's like, oh, let's take off how many years? One, now, two and a half? Come on, let's see if we can go for 3. Let's do that again.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, admittedly, it's still a better love story than Sherlock, but
I think they've like straight up given up on Sherlock after that last season.
oh, right. I think the worst I ever saw was Primeval. It was a show on the BBC. I think they legitimately took almost 3 years. So I thought it was just canceled, gone. Then it just shows up again out of nowhere. I'm like, what?
Yeah, Cries and Venture Brothers.
Oh, I'm sorry. They don't make regular episodes of your cartoon.
They don't. It's sad. It hurts my nipples.
Everything hurts your nipples these days.
It's because they're very sensitive. I think you need to kiss them.
I'm good.
Oh yeah, there's a new season of Shield out now. Apparently,
I watched like 4 episodes into when they were like, we're on a space station.
Space.
So I'm like, what, 2 years behind?
Something like that.
Yeah. Has it gotten better?
It was okay.
Glowing endorsement.
I mean,
me several tries to finish the very first episode of the very first season.
Well, that's the thing.
Wait, hang on. Did it have a home folder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, that
Not
was the
that
thing.
I'm aware of.
He put the video in his home folder, and then he's like, "Oh, I can't touch it. It's too much."
Yeah, no, see, random stray folders and random stray files that show up in my home folder tend to get shift deleted. Which is what happened to this game.
Oh, you authoritative bitch. You teach it.
Oh yeah, you show that game who's boss.
Yeah.
You're such a big man. Oh man. penis so huge.
And this is the only shield I care about.
You dead to me.
I mean, you care for an
Motherfucker,
object.
no,
Cool.
that's not you. That was premeditated.
It just happened to be within
You are
arm's reach.
If I have a fucking word in it, you're ending up in Mormon heaven.
Isn't that just heaven?
It is some manner of Christian heaven, yes.
But I am hot. What are you gonna do about that, musical person?
Hot. Man. Yeah, I would not be being what you are for that fucking place, dude. I'm like, this shouldn't even right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, you've been in there what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
3 weeks? Like, what are you waiting on? Heat stroke? That's gonna be a fun lawsuit.
Yeah, right? Oh, they fucking rescheduled it again. Oh, that's what that is. Thursday, May 23rd.
What?
It's not hot enough to just... Yeah, I know. It's fucking bullshit. It's not hot enough to justify turning the cooling on. Fuck you! It's a condo corporation, though. I bitch and complain. They're not going to do anything.
Okay, what I'm confused about is, like, does this not count against your power or some shit?
It doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't?
Yeah.
That's why they're dragging us on it. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. I knew there had to be, like, some logic behind just that level of bullshit.
Logic.
We're saving money. Well, I mean, on their end, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right? You're like, oh, you want to cut it on right now, but if you don't, we don't have to pay for it. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, at work there's still some people with their stupid radiators on.
See, I feel bad. I feel bad for
It's
Empty.
18 freaking Celsius outside. Just cut
Yeah.
that off.
Yeah. Empty has it worse because he works in a building full of old ladies who are always perpetually cold, regardless of the fact that it could be like that one fucking planet from Chronicles of Riddick where if you go outside you incinerate, and these are the people who be like, it's too cold. Can you turn the heat up?
I could feel a little bit of a breeze. I'm gonna put on my coat. Fuck you.
No, they don't even have the fucking common decency to buy a sweater. They gotta jack the heat up for the rest of us.
Pro tip for anybody. I mean, we've said dress for where you work, not the weather outside.
Mm-hmm.
And bring a towel.
Like, take a coat, and the moment you walk in the building, take the coat off.
Like, it would have to be astronomically one way or the other for me to say anything.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, no, if like, but that's the thing. If it's that unfortunate reality of, like, if you're cold, then I just put a jacket on, put a sweater, layer up. When you're hot, there's only so far you can go before people call the police. I genuinely would not give a shit wandering around my office in my underwear if it got hot enough, but that's not socially acceptable, so I don't do it.
Yeah, you can tolerate a lot of warmth if clothes are not involved.
Exactly.
Right up to the point of you're like, oh, okay, now yeah.
Does it involve genital jousting?
No, it involves, like, even though you couldn't even see in my fucking house, like, especially when I'm, but, like, you don't want to walk in front of a fucking open window. Just in case, you know. The office and take it off outside. Oh, do you got a Mickey Mouse sweater? Please tell me, I'll buy you one if you don't.
Oh yeah, we every time Strider goes on camera now, we need him to have, like, Mickey Mouse ears.
Oh fuck yes.
One thing that was interesting was when they were doing the coding for the Epic Mickey game for the
Genesis?
I think it was for the Wii. No, for the Wii, I think.
Oh.
They actually had to like write a formula so that no matter which way Mickey's head is, the ears always look like they're like the pointing out ears, like what you would expect to see.
Hmm. The only Mickey Mouse game I ever played was on Nintendo.
Oh?
Because I was like, what the fuck? I remember playing it. I'm like, why am I, like, level 1, you're on a ship fighting a pirate. Okay.
Steamboat Willie!
And the only way to beat the game are, like, these random, undocumented, you're never given a hint, like, just hit boxes in, like, the middle of a fucking forest, halfway up a tree you have to hit to open a door. I mean, it's a bizarre fucking game, man.
No, it operates under, like, NES logic.
Just bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's like, no, the logic is you gotta go fork out money for a Nintendo Power subscription so that you can fucking get the document that tells you how to do it.
Close enough. I mean, I even remember as a child going, how the fuck are you supposed to find this? Because we just thought we didn't know how to fucking play them. And like, what?
Oh no, it was either Nintendo Power or the Nintendo Tips hotline, $5 a minute.
I'm glad I lived in a third world country.
Yeah, back before widespread internet, fucking hotlines were the thing. It's like, oh yeah, this costs X amount of money a minute.
Like, how do I beat this? Well,
this is how you do it.
It was either that or like, hey, how's it going? How's your day doing? What did you do today? That's cold, man. Give me them tips.
Yeah, jerked off. Tried to beat Castlevania. Couldn't do it. Tell me how.
Right. You ever tried to rub one out to a dead mime? Helpline and ask.
Now GameFAQs exists. So.
I don't think I ever did. I remember seeing those books in the shops though. They were like encyclopedic in thickness.
Yeah, the game guides. I remember those.
And it was just for a game.
Oh yeah, but it gave you the breakdown of like, this is how you do everything in the game.
Mm-hmm. It was genuinely the only way to get through the temple level in Zelda 2. Because it was a bullshit combination of like going off screen like 4 times, then 2 to the left, and 3 times to the right, and 6 to the left, or it would just instantly loop. You know it's a dead one? Oh, you can tell by the smell.
Oh yeah, there hasn't been a mention of toothless dead hooker on LinuxGameCast for a while.
We were doing good, Pedro.
Sorry.
You gotta bring up the TDH.
Listen, the TDH is a dark power that none of us should have access to.
Right.
Surprisingly safe password. Go figure.
Not around me.
That's guess number 1.
No, guess number 1 is password.
Man, I don't know. I've never tried to like fuzz, I like that. I've been like 11111.
111, Lois, damn. 11112, Lois, damn.
To run into. Like I don't think I've ever tried to manually crack. Oh, I know they got a Jack the Ripper can now run on FPGAs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I was like, huh. All right, let me get some drink. Let's put a bow in this.
Yeah.
Speaking of fucking Castlevania, this is a Castlevania ass song.
Yeah, he keeps saying that.
I do, because it's a fucking Castlevania ass song. Now it's not. Now it's just Wub Wub. See? Wub Wub.
It's the hipster pixel Castlevania clone that shows up on Steam tomorrow.
You mean Bloodstained?
That's not hipster pixel. As much as I want to make fun of them and, you know, fuck those people. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're totally have a Linux version. Oh yeah, no, we can't have a Linux version because raisins.
Because we don't want to install Linux. I hear it's hard. And then
Dicks.
fucking a month later, Windows is like, lol, we can run a Windows VM and give you a command line to it. Microsoft loves Linux. Yeah, you can develop it from the comfort of Windows. You know, that inferior development environment that requires you to run Linux in a VM to get anything done.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they fucking admitted defeat to. It's like, yeah, no shit. Developing software under Windows sucks.
Yeah, I totally
But-
abused my admin powers at work, and I installed the WSL on my laptop.
Oh yeah, no. Then you install the Windows, the Win32 compiled X server. You can get your just regular terminal apps and whatever. The fact that you have to do that though is just like, let me install Linux on the workstation. I've jumped through so many hoops,
Yeah,
get
no,
a
I have
functional
this
environment.
like full screen open box session that just shows up as soon as I turn on my laptop. It's like everything is gray. No one can see anything. It's like, oh, cool. But it still feels weird to right click and open Outlook. It's like, okay.
I remember watching the video when they announced that, like, oh yeah, we ported KDE to Windows. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, you get this
Yeah.
working by hiding the start menu. I'm like, that's so weird. I don't know how I feel about
Hey
that.
man, some people need to run 7 Linux.
They can now. No, they can
Well,
only run
I-
6.
I thought if you wanted to do that, you just run Ubuntu because that's just Windows Vista with some custom themes.
Yeah, nah, you'd want to do that if you want to do audio production.
Yeah, Ubuntu Studio.
Oh no, that's shit. That's junk. I'm dead serious. I tried to put that on Jackbox. It ate so much shit. I don't know what they. If you want to do audio production, I don't know about video. I didn't test that. 1804 KX Studio repos. You're done. Low latency kernel. All right.
You know, yeah, Discord has this thing where if you type your Discord password out in chat, it censors it automatically.
No, you got to hit Alt F4 before you do that, or it won't do it.
Hmm.
I come from the days where you could do that to people in chat and watch them
Yeah.
disappear.
Yep.
Yeah, just hit Control W.
Yeah, Control W, F10 if it was a source game, /Q if it was the online mods for GTA.
If I
Yeah.
thought they were on Windows, I told them to hit, what was it, Control Enter. Which will just full screen it. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? You can't get out until you do it again.
Yeah, it's Command Enter on Mac, and that's so annoying. I accidentally hit that all the time. And it's like,
Oof.
no, that's not what I want to do.
Right.
Q.
Yeah, for closing, I'm like Control X, man. Control XY is my from Nano. Too many years. of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, Control XC for Emacs.
Mm.
Same thing.
Control S, Control X.
Gotta record. We gotta record. We
Did you connect the jack?
Thank you, motherfucker. Ta-da! You just
Yay.
saved me like fucking 4 minutes of fucking editing tomorrow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Should I put that in the template just so that you have it as a reminder?
I don't know. I got to do that like next Thursday about the Twitch boxes. We'll help each other out.
Okay.
All right. Good. Lock and load. We got one. It's gonna be short. Let's do it. 3, 2. Wrong one. No, wrong
Ladies
one.
and gentlemen,
God damn it.
boys-
We'll get there eventually. Stick with me.
Hello, I'm Pedro Mateo. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's the end. Yeah, I think we've done goofed enough for one evening. So, if you'd like to let us know exactly where we done goofed the most, You can do so by going to linuxgamecast.com. You hit the contact button. Make sure you fill out the form with your details. We don't ask for a lot, just your name, your email, a subject, and a message. You don't even have to prove that you're smarter than Ven's bot.
Whoa. That's a lot of personal information. Is this compliant with whatever bullshit it's supposed to be compliant with? Because I'll tell you it's not.
GDPR.
That
and
one.
You're the ones providing us with your email. So,
Nope,
yes.
Nope. You're forcing me, Pedro. I'm using internet logic. I can't help myself.
I
I'm
thought
not
you were
re-
gonna say.
Pedro,
I thought you were gonna say I'm
no.
using Internet Explorer, and then I was just gonna.
I
laugh
am
at
not
you.
responsible enough not to fill it out because this show lives and dies with your feedback and your comments because we want to know what's going on. If you got some questions and all that fun stuff that Pedro brought up, or if you just want to like be honest and be like, "Hey, man, fuck you guys," we'd love to read it. It'll be brilliant. So,
Yeah.
First one. We talked about a little bit of a Metroid Prime engine reimplementation called Urde, and Urde, and we got some feedback from Philip from Urde, and he says, "I noticed you guys did a brief segment on Urde. No official pronunciation, just say the letters. No, it's Urde.
Urde.
I just Urde.
look at me. It's Urde now.
I am the Urde now.
It is now spelled with the letter 7.
and pie. Yeah.
I spell it with purple.
I want to point out a couple things. One, we will never sell Urde, and we will never ship Urde with Metroid Prime assets. It will be source binary only. Yeah. So no, listen, buddy, Phil. No one's saying that. No one at all is saying that. We're just looking out for you, man, because Nintendo's just a little bit litigious. Is all, and
yeah.
like. Yeah, and historically they've waited until projects are close to being finished or released before releasing the hounds or lawyers or whatever. The hounds
Cease
with
and
lawyers in their
desist.
mouths.
You'll get a
Yeah.
cease and desist. That's what happens.
Yeah. So just
But
be
listen,
aware
man,
of it.
you know, we're taking a look at the video right now. It's just a test play from 2018, and you know, it's a Prime engine reimplementation. We thought it looked neat. Gave nothing but love to it, but yeah, we definitely, you know, we didn't. I don't think we said that. Oh, they're going to. It was like, don't ever do this, though.
Yeah.
You know, we weren't throwing out pro tips. We're just like, by the way.
Remember that other Metroid
Right,
fan project
ASMR
that just
2?
got fucking curb stomped?
Or the
Yeah.
guy who made Mario 64 and Unity as a test, like Squish. Let's do that.
Yeah.
They get their jollies off doing that, man. Nintendo's stuck in, you know, taking half of your YouTube revenue if you dare play one of their I don't know if they still do that. They did that.
No,
for a
they stopped doing that a couple of months ago. But yeah, no,
Progress.
Uncle Nintendo has lawyers, and they get a little bit itchy whenever they even so much as sniff some of their intellectual property being used in a way that they're not too keen on for whatever reason.
And the sad thing is, it doesn't matter if you're covered under fair use or not. They will put you in legal hell until you.
Oh, yeah.
They
have more money than you.
Yeah,
They
Nintendo
will win
has more
that
money than
attrition
you. Yeah.
battle. Yeah.
But we definitely wanted to give this a shout out because you heard the trifecta, my friend. We got a YouTube comment, we got a tweet, and an email, just in case. I went outside, checked for carrier pigeon, didn't show up. I don't know what might have happened to it, but I'm sure you sent one of those.
Someone
as
ate
well.
it for dinner.
Oh, man. Well, there's a nice word for eating pigeon, isn't it? It's like,
It's called being fucking poor.
seems legit. Because, ladies and gentlemen, on that
tell Mike Tyson.
motherfucking bottom shell, let's cue the music. You can always find our nonsense, our shenanigans, our nightmare train pulling off the tracks at 8:30. In the pre super shows, we do that live. Come check it out. It's on our Discord for all the beautiful people supporting our nonsense. Then we go live for the masses at 9:30. We're on the Twitch. We're on the YouTubes. And, of course, we have a live audio stream as well. Come check that nonsense out. You want to get a hold of me? I'm at Vin, I think, on mass.linuxgamecast.com. Or I hang out with the Twitter thing stuff since they killed G+, like motherfuckers, like Google. Just at Vin Stone. That's also like our show account thing because I genuinely expected like 6 people to ever fucking watch this.
I'm Jordan Svung. You can send your cease and desist to at the Burning Fool on Twitter or at Frojo or Mastodon at mass.linuxgamecast.com because I'm constantly rubbing my junk on Nintendo intellectual property.
Hot. Can Canadian junk.
That's what Jordan does with his Switch.
Hey.
And I am Pedro Mateos. You can find me rubbing my junk all over whatever shows up in my way. Nori's not a big fan of that. You can find me at Unaccounted For on Twitter. That's FOUR because someone took the number 4. Dicks. And they don't even use Twitter. So yeah, find me there. That's where I am.
So outside of depleted uranium banjos and sporks, what did we learn this evening, lads?
Nothing.
Yes.
Yes.
This episode was a bit of a wash in terms of educational content. I think my memory is a little fuzzy because of all the depleted uranium gymnastics, but
I think after 6.5 years of this, you don't come here expecting to learn things. You come here expecting to
Man.
it's Saturday night. I'm
Sometimes
home.
we like
I'm
to
gonna
drop a
do
little bit of
something.
surprise knowledge. You catch people off guard. Hello, patrons. Thank you. I want to thank our executive producers. I always will try to read them out. Arthurian, Foxy, Empty, Atomic, Mike G, Bob, Ram, Trevor 7, Aldius, Hoplo, Mackie. You want to take a stab at this? Go for it.
sure. Jupiter Broadcasting, Defender, Mike, Renee, Renown, Lectress, Renee, Steven, Orlorn, or Mike, Amazing. I've lost track of that. I can't see that line anymore. Mir,
Dun-dun-dun.
Matt, Ertain,
Wow.
Linux, Noob,
Grace
the other
George,
George,
Shea,
Strike
Mark,
Ghost,
David,
Strike
Mr. Learn,
the
Langston,
real
Michael,
Pedro
Mateus,
Mateus.
Massavoni.
and Vertnog, the latest and the coolest of them. And there are
Aw,
Frank's
yes.
Fuckos,
Yeah.
people who gave us hardware, ended up on the fuck wall. We
Super
didn't talk
sweet.
about that in the shill
Built the
section,
studio.
but
Yeah, we didn't.
yeah.
Frank's missing.
Yeah.
Mike G is still winning. It's fine. Mike G is still winning.
I'm still waiting for that deed to get mailed to us from
It's
Mike
not
G.
about points. It's all about love.
Love points. And
Yeah, Mike G has all the love points.
it's like how in the US money is free speech, money is also love, according to LinuxGameCast.
Money is love. That's our nice little t-shirt.
Money is love. Wub is love. Money is love.
Is the end.
Do 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 do.
We did a Twitch tube. We survived another.
I wonder what did the boats end up like at the end of the show? DOS Ages is like yeah, it's the DOS Ages. That one. Empty's working away at the show card. He's got something. He's soliciting improvements though. So you should give him suggestions despite not seeing what it is.
So yeah.
Yeah. Didn't it used to be Dicks?
Yeah,
That-
it used to be
get-
dicks, man.
CH mod plus sex.
Depleted uranium banjos. I'm still gonna give it a pity vote.
I'll give CHMod plus sex a vote. If only it was that easy. Do I have permission to sleep with you? CHMod plus sex.
Pseudo.
Sex is
Shaun.
executable now. Execute sex.
No, because it's read, write, execute, fuck.
The mystical 9 permission.
Listen, why do you think they call it the sticky bit?
CHMod 666, baby.
If
That's
you
just
want
read right for everyone.
Yeah, don't execute it. You can read it. Though.
I'm just saying I'm easy, all right?
Yeah. You.
It's like, hey, how... close off him like it was up.
Yeah, everyone can read and write Ven, but the moment they try to, do him, nope.
You'll end up like those depleted uranium cheerleaders, man, that we don't talk about. Nasty business, that.
Depleted uranium handbag.
Mm. Well, we had the oversized love lemon last night on Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is that? 11?
Okay, let's check those stats. Really impressed by, okay, you expect X, I've already had this talk with Pedro, to work with basically everything that you kind of need to work. You're just like, okay, for whatever reason, I want to do this and get it, or whatever, or fuck it. I'm even going to open Firefox or some shit like that. It's going to work. And almost 100% with, I did not expect it to work with Audor. It's a tricky-ass, multi-windowed piece of software.
Just on raw X?
But yeah, just pull it off X, man. From Jackbox.
X over SSH.
And it's brilliant. Now, admittedly, when I start sliding faders around and shit, network usage goes up 100 megs, but no
low
complaints.
latency, man.
Yeah. Remote display protocols, they're a whole thing.
It's always been a thing, but I was just surprised it worked as well as it. I've never tried it with anything complex, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the usually I end up using X forwarding for like the Oracle installer.
Right.
Or like stupid shit that like insists on having a GUI for an installer.
Well, I genuinely, here's where I was at with this. I was like, I will probably have to like VNC to make this work. So when I opened
Spice, man.
Yeah.
Spice, baby.
So being able to run it just straight up with SSH-X on the end, like boom, done. I get a little script on the desktop. Pulls it right up, not a problem. Very happy. And that's why Wayland's a piece of shit.
Thank you, NVIDIA. Alright, I don't know. Smoke. I'll be back.
Yes.
Oh, I'm slowly baking. I don't even want to know what the temperature is in here now.
Yeah, I know it's reasonably cold outside, so it's actually nice and temperate.
My legs are sweating, Pedro. That's what temperature it is.
I don't usually get sweaty legs, like sweaty lower back all the goddamn time.
That's what. They're really like that. It's for PCs.
And it's not exactly, turbo cold outside.
No, dude, it got up to 31 degrees when I was driving home today.
Yeah. See, I think it capped out at 16 here today.
Comparatively, that's pretty fucking warm. 16 degrees, all right. And people were walking around with fucking t-shirts and shorts. 100%.
Probably.
100%. There was a barbecue, guaranteed. Yeah, I got to repair Frank. Frank suffered a little bit of domestic abuse. Notice the.
Did you smack Frank?
A little more smack. A little more smack.
A little bit.
Little bit.
Little bit.
So I was cleaning the studio. I got hardwood floors all throughout the house. One of the reasons I got this fucking place. And in order to dust, before you Swiffer sweep and all that shit, I take, anything that's on tripods, movable stands, and I took Frick out and other stuff out, and I put them right around the corner here. And this is outside of coming in here to do this. This is like this back corner of the house I don't normally fuck around with. So I went to do that, took him out, squirreled, forgot about it, ended up doing other shit for hours, and I was like, came back in here I was like, oh right, I was in the middle of cleaning the studio and doing my weekly dust everything and clean all the electronics out. unfortunately, I came back out with no lights on because I don't have any overhead lights. And I saw something in a Santa hat. I just saw the top of that Santa hat, and I asked questions later. Reflex kicked in. So I might have punched the shit out of Frank. Just a little bit. Frank needs a new bar, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He learned about like velocity and
Momentum.
yeah, shit happened and it's okay. He'll be all right.
Oh, poor Frank.
He's gonna have trust issues for a little bit, but we're working through it, man. He'll be back next week. Yeah, man. Like I walked into a doorknob.
Yeah.
Business.
See, whenever I have that instinct, I have the, okay, let's just walk slowly and deliberately at the shape and figure out what it is.
See, this is a normal thing. And, you know, I tell him, it's like, oh, what are you, a tough guy? I'm like, no. See, Frank was a movable object. I have attacked far less non-stationary things that broke bones and cracked knuckles and shit like that. And like, what were you, oh, yeah, well, I attacked that pole that was cemented into the ground. Really kicked it. No, fucked myself up a little bit. Anyway, that's why I have the cast. This is not a healthy reflex to have, and you want to do everything like to chill out and not do that.
Yeah, no, the slow and deliberate walk is my go-to. Because usually if you see, you know, someone walking towards you slowly but deliberately, looking you in the eye, it's like, okay, what do you want?
It was about that time I realized it was a giant crustacean from the Mesozoic era. Glowing red eyes. And I said, damn it, Seymour. He said, more about tree fitting. I ain't got no tree fitting, monster. I gave him $1.
You gave him $1. No wonder he won't leave.
I am legitimately like 4 years behind on South Park.
A South Park I saw was the Princess Kenny bit about the PS4 versus the Xbox One.
Yeah, the most up-to-date information I have on South Park was the game.
Yeah,
Yeah. Which I loved. I mean, I have nothing against that. It's just I never watch it. It's a damn shame. I mean,
I need to catch up. I know where I am. It's like, I know it's just, okay, it's from that episode. Just have to look up which season that is. It's like, okay, cool. From then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now that I am paying private internet access for VPN, I could just go to their website and watch it.
Mm.
As it turns out, the Atlanta Mirror pretty fast.
Ironically, I have to download shit from London on Steam. I shit you not. If I hit Atlanta, Charleston, I think I've hit every state.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like, yeah, but best I can do is like 35 megabits. I'm like, whoa, what? Like that's bullshit. And I can get a 42 megabytes, so 420 megabits from London.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's an issue though. It's like something with IPv6. The client has. I'm not disabling IPv6 to download something. I don't care how fast it downloads in the first place. It's principle.
I think my Steam servers are still set to Portugal.
Yeah.
I mean, that matters less. Europe's tiny. Until they finish like sawing off the UK and letting it go adrift into the Atlantic.
The UK is doing the sawing. That's the unfortunate bit. It's like Europe at this point is just going, how about you just fucking drop it and we can call this even?
Drop it
And
like
the
it's
UK
hot.
is now, Brexit! Brexit! Oh, Brexit!
They're so concerned with not looking like idiots that they don't realize that they look like massive idiots.
Oh, look what I found,
No.
Jordan.
What's okay.
Microtech.
Okay, yeah. So four SFP 10 gigs, all right.
Plus a 1 gig Ethernet uplink for
Yeah.
$127. What do you think the chances of that thing not exploding?
Yeah, that looks like one of the, it looks like one of
Yeah, let's see.
these guys, yeah.
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 But I mean, it's got like straight up router OS. Apparently, Microtech makes some mid business size level shit. I mean, they got their SWOS and router OS. I don't know if I want to gamble on that. This looks like something that might go. Plus, if I don't know.
So it's not just a teeny tiny little switch bridgey thing. It's
Here's
I-
dude.
like,
Okay,
I-
hey, I got
I would have to do more. I would have to do more research.
Yeah.
That's,
They don't have a picture of the back. Okay. This thing has dual power supplies for redundancy. All right.
so it has two of like these little dudes.
Yep.
That's adorable.
It is.
That's so cute. Oh my god.
Morbid Curia. I don't know, man.
You
I don't
plug into, one into each face of the house.
Yeah, that like the fact that they even include like a redundant PSD for that is like legitimately the cutest thing I've seen all day. I just watched a fucking Pokemon movie. So
You think they realize? I don't know if I'll take the pet. That just looks like something's going to catch fire.
I don't know, right? Like you asked me this and I've never seen this fucking device before. I would need to do some reading.
A 4-port SPF switch for $127 too. This is like
Yeah.
if you'd showed me that and be like, it's $300, I'd be like, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, Enterprise like that grade shit is like
10 gig
so
too.
weird.
10
like,
gig, not
yeah,
1
it's
gig or 2 gig. 10 gig.
Yeah, four 10 gig ports. Like I said, that stuff is so weirdly priced. I don't even know what's good and what's bad anymore because it's meant for businesses to purchase, and businesses can just throw like dumb amounts of money away on like they can justify spending that money. I as an individual cannot for like and yeah. I don't know.
Oh.
I'd need to do more reading.
We're going to get our adventures out of the cards are going to show up. Hopefully I'll be able to get a video about it, like dingy networking on Linux, like for $60. I think it'll make a good video.
Honestly, I believe that video will literally be like, here's you plugging the thing into the PCI port, turn the computer on, put a network cable in, go to Network Manager and add a thing, done.
And setting up Samba, because if you're going to be running with a, like, if I have the internet, just regular RJ45 hooked up, like with Samba, if I went through like name resolution, that would go over Ethernet as opposed to if I did it by IP address, which Samba would kick it over to the SFP.
Why Samba over NFS? Because Samba has some overhead that NFS does not.
To piss you off?
I'm just curious, right? Like,
Samba's
honestly,
NFS doesn't require a whole lot of setup.
No.
It doesn't, and you effectively get wire speed with NFS. But
why do you hate? Hang on. The important thing is, why do you hate Samba?
I have no problem per se with Samba. It's just if I'm I would consider Samba if I were like creating a network that say Android devices and iOS
A
devices.
mixed mode environment
and-
like most people, not us, who would be watching the video, would have.
Sure.
Nori has a Windows laptop.
No, you gotta be Linux purist, man.
I mean, if you're gonna show how to do it for Linux, then you might as well do the
Make
do
sure it
the-
only works
the
with Linux.
NFS. Yeah, or make it work as effectively with Linux as possible. Like I said, I was just curious. You said
That's
Samba.
why,
that was
yeah.
not the decision I would have made. That's it. I was just curious.
In
for
my
that reason.
well, I'm not gonna be using it for fucking file server anyway. I was thinking of justification for making a video, dude. To clarify the situation, Crystal.
Okay, sure, yeah, like I can see that. Android NFS support is very poor, and I find that unfortunate.
Yeah, they tried to remove ext4 support too, because fucking Google.
Well, so at the same time, I kind of understand why you wouldn't want the. I mean, NFS is dumb in the sense that, like, oh, you need to specify an IP address, and export it to that. But whatever. It's not that hard to set up a static IP for Android phone. I don't
Can I
know.
still be heard?
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna
We
go
can
out,
hear
go
you.
back in, because Ben, it's that weird thing. We have a Discord. I'll be right back. There's Ben.
There is no Ven. It's all a
Oh,
figment
okay.
of our collective imagination.
Hi.
Oh, jeez.
Empty, you're a bit loud.
Yeah, and scratchy.
Yeah, he's,
Yes, you're
Yeah,
very
I'm
loud.
loud.
he's
Oh.
been.
Discord has this nasty habit of putting your input volume at 100%.
That's exactly what it's doing to me.
Yeah.
I can watch it go up. It's going up now.
Oh
You
boy.
need to disable AGC.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotta go to the gear, voice and video, scroll down a bunch where it says automatic gain control. Make sure that's off.
Hacker.
Yeah, and I turn off noise suppression as well.
I have noise suppression turned on, otherwise it just goes.
Yeah, you probably empty with
Oh.
that scratchiness you got going on. You probably want noise suppression.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, that's loud. So let me try
Yay.
about that. How's my level?
Sounds like you're in the other room.
Okay, so I need to go up a bit. Go to 75.
Is that thing plugged in through like a RCA? Not RCA, but
Yeah, it's phono.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
not USB. I'm sorry. Not
Hmm.
sorry.
all right.
Very scratchy.
Here's the mute button.
Aw.
Hey everyone.
Oh,
Hello.
finally Scott's here. What were you waiting on? An invitation?
So I have a lot to tell
You
you
to be in a
guys about
channel
the
that's not
podcast.
muted.
Yep,
What was that,
Joe
Scott? I
has
couldn't hear
some
you. I had you
cheekbones,
muted.
guys.
Mhm.
That's okay as long as the channel isn't. It's fine.
Still can't hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So go on, Joe.
How
yes,
you guys
yes,
doing?
Yes.
I'm just waiting for
Oh,
everybody
it
to talk.
was-
I'm setting individual levels, so.
Okay.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Pennywise.
Apparently
chicken head.
the apparently the FreeDOS CD-ROM drivers requires a 386.
Yeah, that's. Everyone knows you need at least that.
I thought you needed two 386s. Oh, here's a fair question. Was there ever any SMP 486?
486 was definitely made to do SMP.
But
Yeah,
The
there were
386
dual
wasn't.
socket motherboards. I've never seen one, but I'm pretty sure they existed.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, the 386 is missing some features that are necessary for SMP, so
I'd say it'll be the.
there were
486.
some multiprocessor 386 systems, but they weren't symmetrical multiprocessing. It was like got the main processor and then a sub-processor that was doing other things.
Hmm.
Apparently, the VTech Platinum was a dual 486 SMP.
Do you think they could do like dual math coprocessors?
Yeah, what was FPU? FPU was back in 8086, right? When you had a separate one.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, the 486 had the integrated floating
Some
point
of them
coprocessor.
did. The SX ones didn't, and the DX
Yeah.
Oh,
ones
well,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, SX
Yeah.
didn't have floating point.
It was a separate chip you could buy and put in, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that separate chip was basically a 486 DX with a different pin out.
Spoilers.
Mhm. So yes,
Spoilers
I
from
got to
1987.
spread the LGC love on the podcast. That was great.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The-
What did
the-
everyone
the-
else think of getting LGC love all over them?
the old Hell Elks
I
mayonnaise.
love being covered in Jordan's LGC love.
I was being the morale.
Of course
Yeah,
you do,
man,
Pennywise.
it's,
Of course you do.
That, that's like the one joke he has. So,
Canadian chocolate rain is the best chocolate rain.
Some say dry, others feel the pain.
Yeah.
Canadian rain.
It's definitely a thing.
It was raining this
I-
week.
You know,
I got
it
to
rained
go.
for
I
a
went
little
to
bit,
detail.
but it's been dry. Well, no. Like the past 2 days it's rained a little bit. Didn't rain today, which is nice. I would ask if it rained for you, Pedro, but we know the answer.
Yeah.
I live in England.
Yeah.
Of course it did.
Yeah, well, you know what they say: no rain, no gain.
Yeah, apparently it's
Is
gonna
it
be
Max
raining.
Payne? That's a game I still have to do on
So
a
Jill,
Tuesday
you,
at some point.
well, so what were you up to?
Well, what was really fun is this was in the after show that wasn't live. The live part was fun too, but the most fun was in the after show because they had tons of questions about, you know, our tool chain, our equipment, and you know they couldn't believe we used Jitsi, and I said, yeah, well we have it wired into the boxes, Ben's boxes, and they're like, how do you do that? Yeah. Yeah, so but what was really neat was just all the questions I got about gaming on Linux on my show, and that was I didn't even like hardly had to introduce myself because they all knew who I was. And yeah, that's what they called me.
Crunchy, crunchy, crunchy.
Man, I love flaming hot Cheetos.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos are the best Cheetos. What are you talking about?
Really? I'm talking about how that is 100% true facts, Ven.
True facts.
Okay, yeah.
True facts.
FreeDOS installer is much faster on a 386.
Mhm.
Are you racing your 386 against the 486?
No, I'm emulating a 386 and doing.
Installing FreeDOS. Cool.
Yeah. I was emulating a 286 earlier, but apparently the CD-ROM drivers need a 386, so yeah.
Let's see, installed.
I still
Man,
need to try React
can't-
OS at some point.
I cannot wait until more exploits are uncovered, and then I will basically have to cripple my processor to the point where it will effectively be a 386.
Listen, man, I have it on good authority from Walt Disney employee that it's bullshit, Mark.
Oh yeah, no, they can totally do it through the browser. It's fucking bullshit.
Total bullshit.
I think Intel introduced speculative execution with the Pentium Pro, so I think you'll be safe with a Pentium. So you don't have to go that far back.
Mhm.
Well, thank
It's a
You can
fucking
get
Christ.
800 whole megahertz.
Sweet. No hyperthreading. Yeah.
800? No, more like 200.
Woo!
Pentium 2.
Mhm.
Speedy.
I think
Oh,
the-
the Pentium 2s were the ones that went all the way up to that. Okay.
Was the Core
Yeah.
2 series and Core 2 quads affected?
Everything but after Pentium, the second gen Pentium 4s with hyperthreading are affected.
yeah,
Jesus.
even these optiplexes I have, man.
Yeah, no, this goes back a while. They fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
And in the latest article that they released about the 4 new ones that were uncovered, they said it's probably better if you just disable hyperthreading altogether. Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then what's the point
Yeah,
of getting a Intel processor if you're disabling hyperthreading?
Yeah, just
There
turn
isn't
off the
any.
hyperthreading.
Well,
you
so-
have more money than sense.
Well, no.
So-
In all fairness, 100% fairness. They tout single thread performance for gaming.
Yeah,
They
they do.
Also, the brand spanking new Intel processors don't have this problem. But
As far as anyone knows,
Hey,
because they're not
Pennywise,
out
could you
yet.
quit
Yeah.
doing
Well-
mad rips right into the fucking mic, bro?
Say again?
Could you quit doing your mad rips right into the mic?
Huh? Oh,
No one
shit.
needs to
I'm
hear
so
you
sorry.
think.
I have voice to talk. Sorry.
Thank you. You were saying.
yeah, I mean, like to be fair, like we don't. There's the potential that brand new shit comes down the pipe. I was joking about it earlier, right? Like I'm gonna go rush to buy a Ryzen system, and then oh no, there's gonna be horrible shit that AMD's doing that's even worse.
Well, their new, like, whatever,
Potentially,
14 triple plus yellow swag something Moon Lake or whatever, potentially, but we don't even know how that affects with this brand new shit that just came out. There could be Intel engineers going, fuck.
Yeah. oh shit. We worked around it that way, but that just makes that even more. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. But I've been saying this forever. But like CPUs are so complicated, like it's impossible to predict these
And
sorts of issues.
undocumented, too.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Like, Intel's good
So
about, like, leaving
swag.
swaths of shit out unless you sign up with them, get some paperwork done, and preferably an alphabet agency. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, I'll give you some of those
600. Bugger that.
Although to be
It's like
fair, that's internal
6,000.
documentation. They probably have really good internal documentation.
Oh, yeah, internally. Yeah, 100%. But, I mean, how long
is
has
actually,
this
like,
exploit been
tools.
floating out in the wild, too, man?
Well, I mean, look at
Spectre and Meltdown were introduced like a year and a half ago.
Well, I
Publicly.
mean,
a year ago.
Publicly.
but I mean, look at shit like
Publicly, yes.
Shell Shock, right? Like that goes back to like very early versions of Bash. These
Yeah.
things exist. They just need to be found, right? And sometimes it takes a lot longer to find them than others. And now that we know they exist, they can be fixed. Unfortunately, that means probably buying a new computer for now.
Hey, it's a good excuse to buy the Ryzen 2.
2700 and the 2600X have come down in price significantly.
Oh, yeah. They are pretty much that's as cheap as they're going to get right now. I mean,
Yeah.
the retailers are in unload that shit mode.
Yeah, the 2600X came down to like 200 pounds. It's like, oh, okay.
I kind of want that 12 core though. That looks nice.
12 cores overrated.
Are they really?
He's got to tell himself that. He's got to.
Yeah. You see, 16 cores where it's at.
I'll high five to that.
Oh, 12 is overrated, but 16, yeah, that's the sweet spot.
I'm just saying, man.
I mean, I want a bit of that 24 core 48 thread nonsense.
You got to
but-
push through the overratedness until you get all the way to 16. Then that's the good stuff.
Yeah. I just want to like fucking virtualize everything, and
What's that? Consumer grade PC running like 128 gigs of RAM with a 16 core 32 thread processor? Yeah.
Yes.
When at work today or last week, I spent quite a bit of time doing interactions between VMs. So on my work laptop, I was having 2 CentOS 7 with GUI, like the full CentOS 7, in 2 VMs on my Windows host with another Windows 10 VM, trying to make the 2 Linux VMs control the Windows VM. It was just, it was the max that my laptop could do.
That is the most Canadian thing I've heard this week.
See, I've been doing that at work with an old Optiplex with 16 gigs of RAM running VMware ESXi. It's like, can I make it do this? Yes, it's slow as hell, but I can.
Well, I mean, if you can, like, put yourself in the, it'll get there mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kind of the nice thing about like having a company that does a lot of AWS stuff is like, hey, you need a machine? Here's a machine.
Spool it up.
Yep, spin it up.
Yeah, we're getting into cloud stuff too, but obviously when you're doing development, you don't want to spin up VMs when you could have a free instance on your computer.
Oh no, this is why I fucking run everything in Docker now.
Mm.
Because
Move it.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't we really should be, but we're not on the container train for the most part.
I mean, not everything's meant for containerization right away. You gotta like figure out how to chop out little bits and turn those into like little container boos, and then you slowly convert everything into microservice. Strangulation. Choke it. Someone clip that. That's a GIF.
It's a giraffe.
It's a giraffical interchange format.
Yeah. Yeah, when I go to the zoo and I see the giraffes, it's nice.
When I visit the Zune and the home. No country for old Zune.
Oh man.
Bob
You know what?
Zune.
Best MP3 player ever.
Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that you had to run Windows to like fucking put music on it, it wasn't actually a bad little device. It had a decent battery life. For a fucking music player.
No, I went through so many AAA batteries with my stupid 256 megabyte MP3 player at the time.
Oh yeah, those little guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I had, I had like, who was it? Was it like Diamond Rio?
Yeah, Rio had a bunch of them.
I had that, and then I got the Nomad, which had a hard drive in it.
Yeah, the big fucker. I had a friend with one of those. I had a friend with one of those, so I'm like, that kind of defeats the purpose. That's like a boombox.
Well, I mean, it was portable to the next outlet.
Yeah.
It was the gaming laptop of MP3 players. I never got but I always wanted. I remember like on Tech TV or some shit, I saw like, we're going to come up with a Discman that plays MP3 players. I was like, fuck, we're done. Give me one of those.
MP3 CDs were pretty nice.
Yeah. I didn't own an MP3 CD player until I bought Turbo Jetta.
My first CD player broke and I bought a replacement one. I was like, oh, this one does MP3 CDs. Sweet. How do you do that? All right, cool. Oh, you can store that many songs on there? Sweet.
Yeah. That's next level, man.
Yeah. Now I just realized, the fucking CD player had a fucking MP3 codec built in, and that's why I could hold the compressed songs, but fuck. When I was a child, there was amazing technology.
I had a couple of MP3 CDs on my Portuguese car. But then I realized it's like, oh, that's an aux jack. Let's plug in my phone, plug it into that. There we go.
That's, I mean, if it doesn't Bluetooth, man, everyone just wants the aux jack, which is...
Yeah.
I wonder if you could encode an MP3 to a record. I know
you would need like some sort of vinyl DAC, but
Yeah,
sure.
That'd be the hard. I'm just saying, there's a video in that.
But like that would be some buffering though.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out what type of constraints to make it challenging. Like
Because
doing
like
the
you can't spin the turntable that fast, right? Like
what would be the read? Okay, they made video records, so whatever the bandwidth there was for those.
yeah.
So I think there would be plenty for audio.
Sure.
Yeah, true that, empty.
Well, that would the video. If you're talking what I'm thinking about, they used pretty low frame rates for the video, so that they could reduce the bandwidth requirements.
Would you say it would be under or over 128K?
Probably under. I mean, you're probably looking at worse than it's maybe about
Blade codec back in the day, 96K master race. Woohoo!
could probably do marginally better than a modem. So
My modem does 1.2
Yeah.
gigabits, so I think it will be all right.
I mean, like a telephone.
Telephone 56. Well, I didn't know the proper measuring stick for record bandwidth. Apparently, is modems. Okay.
Like landline phones were like 12 kilobits.
12K.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're basically trying to stuff data through an audio line, so telephones.
Okay, here it is. Capacitance electronic
Yeah.
disc.
Yeah, so I guess you could do better, but
Yeah. 27,000 still frames per side, 60 minutes of video NTSC. So can only be though the each record can only be played about 500 times under ideal conditions.
what are you talking about? What kind of disc?
The video
This is
records.
Yeah, the video records. That's what they're called, capacitance electronic discs.
Oh, the CEDs. Oh, yeah.
CEDs, yeah.
Well, those are. Those things are pretty different from regular records, like other than the fact that they have video on them. Like
But like that's the thing, right?
smaller.
If you have a DAC, right, then you can use like any sort of format. Like the limit is just like the resolution of the media.
Any format. Can we use hamsters?
If you're brave enough.
Oh, I think that's a conversation we need to have with the hamsters.
Cover me, your vinyls, MT.
Okay, well, if you're talking about how fast you could rotate those discs, the CEDs, those were rotated at 30 rotations a second, I believe. There's only two fields.
Yeah, like that's what I was thinking,
The
right? Like in order to like, if you want to avoid like a stupid amount of buffering, you
I'm
need
going to do
spin
a simple
the
Google
media
search
like
and
really
see if
really
it's all
fast.
kind of
I mean,
if you had good. I was just gonna say something stupid. Don't mind me.
No, say stupid things, Scott. It's always fun when you say dumb shit.
Well, you could actually have hamster-based storage if you have a lot of cages and like video tracking to see if the cage is full or empty.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you could do like that's how you do hamster-based storage. Or I don't know if you could figure out DNA-based storage and like just define the standard unit of storage as a single hamster.
No, whether the hamster is there or not. Dead is
No.
I
understand. I'm providing an alternative that like it's the amount of genetic data that you can encode in or data that you can encode genetically in a hamster without killing it is like one hamster. Make that the standard for DNA-based storage. That's how you do it.
So, how many hamsters constitute a human being?
I don't think that's not really a comparable scale, right? Like,
yeah, it really depends on what they're named.
So assuming Spot from down the road that belongs to this kid, she likes to bring it outside.
So you're familiar with all the fucking hamsters in your neighborhood, Pedro?
There's the one. I saw a little girl playing with as I
That
was
you
walking
know
to
of.
work, and I heard her call her Spot. Come here. It's like,
Okay,
Right.
Did I just hear you say
Hamster.
walk her hamster to work?
listen, man. Okay, so
I've seen people walking their cats.
check this out.
I've seen people walking their cats on a leash
Motherfuckers.
too.
I got mad facts. We got to check this out. Okay, we can reverse engineer this because at 33 RPM, a minute of vinyl. That'll teach it. A minute of vinyl audio could be 10 megabytes, around 10 megabytes. So 22 minutes on each side, you get around 220 megs of storage on each side, 440 in total on a 45 RPM 12-inch record. It's around 322 megabytes. So
Yeah,
we
that
can
makes
math out the bandwidth from that.
33 RPMs, 220 something megabytes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna grind a hole in your record though.
I mean, if you're recording, you probably want it to be slower though.
Yeah, playback though. I'm
Listen,
thinking.
I mean, if we need higher, we can tape a hamster or two to it.
Just
we
have
do.
a hamster run on it.
It might be a little off kilter, but
Oh man, you remember fucking Rockbox, right?
Rockbox, no.
The alternative
Yeah.
OS you could load on MP3 players,
No.
Linux based.
Uh-uh.
Was
Yeah,
a thing.
Alan did it recently.
Are we going anywhere with that? What was it about?
Oh, it was just the picture Mir posted reminded me of Rockbox.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, I had put it in an old iPod years ago.
Yeah, because it let you like run games on it and like
Yeah.
whatever.
Wait a minute, because I remember putting a Linux on like first gen iPod. With
That
it.
may have
Yeah.
been Rockbox.
I don't know if it could have been Rockbox. I don't remember it saying
Yeah,
Rockbox.
It probably would, because Rockbox has been around a while.
There was, I'm not sure a first gen iPod, but there was some cases where people were doing stuff like putting Doom on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because well, I mean, you can put Doom on everything. That's kind of the point of Doom at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Is we
Yeah, it's,
we judge the worthiness of computers based on their capacity to run Doom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't run Doom, then can't run Crisis. That's the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
nothing in between. Just straight from Doom to Crisis.
Can it run Doom? Okay, it's a
Long,
computer.
long as you're doing Doom,
Can it
you're
run
good.
Crysis? Then it's a gaming computer.
You can't get into Quake because then you got to like invalidate all Cyrix processors.
Mm.
Yeah.
They
yes.
couldn't run Quake.
You mean you don't invalidate all Cyrix processors?
Listen, man.
Scott.
Sorry, Via.
Motherfucker.
Actually, my
They
first
own them right now,
was a Cyrix because it actually had a higher clock speed and I could render faster on it. It
Well,
actually
why don't
did
you
the
go ahead and
job.
start shitting on VIA, Scott? Come on, get it out of your system, buddy.
Yeah.
What do you keep checking, Pedro? I'm curious now. You've done it enough.
laptop?
Wait, really? They still sell the C3s?
I assumed that. Either that or it was a fucking glowing crystal ball.
No,
There was,
It's the-
I'm
it's the
keeping
shame
tabs
orb.
on that
The
thread
shame orb.
on the Solus
It's got so much power.
bug thing.
Careful.
No, it's the
There
Solus
was
bug
a,
tracker thing that I just keep seeing. It's like, okay, how you gonna fix it? How you gonna fix it? You still haven't told me how you gonna fix it.
There was a countdown website a couple years ago, I think it was, for Centaur, the one that Via owns and still maintains now. And it was funny because we caught wind of it at Peace Perspective, so we started doing countdowns for it. So I was like watching it as going by. The countdown time happened, and nothing happened. It just went to zero, and there was nothing. Like a couple months later, they then created a new countdown, and at some point when that lapsed, I'm not sure if it was on the day of or whatever, they made a new website. That was their entire announcement, that they didn't actually even finish the announcement the first time.
So what type of countdown was it?
It is, yeah.
Huh.
So we were there tracking and saying, "Oh, is Vega announced a new version of their processor?" countdown's 0.
Sounds kind of final.
Okay.
God damn,
And then,
no one's helping
months
me
later,
out.
we're like, oh,
Pedro's waiting to see if anybody takes a swing at it, and like, nope. All right, here's another softball.
It's like you started playing Final Countdown. It's like, what kind of what kind of countdown is it? It's like, yeah. Okay, Scott, you dropped the ball on that one.
It's the final countdown.
Listen, man,
Without
Scott's
the
got
year's
better.
countdown.
Scott's got better taste in music than we do.
It's the countdown to extinction.
All right, let me get a refill. We're gonna do our 3, possibly 4 rounds of rocket cars and call it a night. How's that? Sound fair?
Sounds good.
All right, everyone, get your PS4 controllers and your USB cables.
Plug them in.
Right.
Yeah.
Because apparently we're living in the Stone Age.
The Stone Age is glorious.
Listen, nothing's working out for Pedro today. He's got like directories in his home folder. He can't use a wireless controller. His life is the worst. Someone just kill him.
I can use the Steam controller.
Put him out of his misery, please. His life is just so painful. I cannot bear. Cannot bear.
Wi-Fi Direct was not affected by that stupid decision.
Now, here's a question: does the Steam controller Bluetooth still work?
Probably not.
I'm guessing that decision had to have been, we want to make sure there's at least some encryption on Bluetooth. So they chose 7-bit because that's literally the smallest value that they could have. Because I don't think you could probably even make a encryption algorithm for Bluetooth that's less than.
I get that, but
Like
they're game
7-bit
controllers.
encryption?
The only inputs that they send are, A, B, X, Y, up, down,
It has a
maybe
mouse.
6 axes, if they have an accelerometer built into them.
Yeah.
They don't need to be encrypted.
Yeah, I get
Well,
that,
I mean,
but
if
I'm
you-
guessing that's probably why depends on where it's handled.
People
If it's a
could
keyboard,
mess
sure.
with your controls if it's not encrypted.
Well, it's not even about that. Like, if you send it malformed data. Like, even though the actual device itself is only gonna output data in a certain range, maybe they're worried that the Bluetooth stack would be attacked by something.
Well, I mean, you don't
The point is
necessarily need encryption.
Pedro's diaper is full and no one's changed it yet.
Well, if it's encrypted, that means anyone who's not connected directly would have a limited access to the API.
I don't think you need to encrypt Pedro's diaper, Scott.
It's Bluetooth, though. It has a maximum effective range unblocked of what, 10 meters?
Oh, that
If you-
that argument blew up in someone's face a while ago. There was one as a Black Hat a bunch of years ago. There's a researcher that made a complaint to the Bluetooth guy. The Bluetooth guy says no, it only has this maximum range. So they got this shotgun antenna that looked like a rocket launcher and stood on the hotel across the street and aimed it down at the convention hall and got his cell phone.
Yeah, fucking parabolic antennas exist.
Yeah. Those do exist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Actually, the sad one was
it's
Ford.
radio.
The
Ford?
sad one was Ford. A lot of these car manufacturers, when they're doing all this electronics in the car, they were just
Yeah.
letting the entertainment system and the engine system just mix together and not
Oh,
like,
oh,
oh,
yeah.
was going to hack it, right? Ford was like, no, we
absolutely.
need 2 separate systems. We need to have it be all separate. They made one mistake. Just one. That's all it took. They had wireless sensors for the tires. Guess how they got in?
Man, like, yeah, vehicle hacking is fucking spooky.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, that 2-ton death machine you're driving down the street, someone can just hijack it.
And there's quite literally nothing you can do.
Yeah.
You could maybe try to bust the window, but
if you have an old style e-brake, you could probably just pull on that.
And some of those are fly-by-wire.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I still
Well,
don't get the decision to make everything have a minimum encryption.
So the other one is fucking medical prosthesis that have Bluetooth connectivity. What do you call it?
Those
that lawyer
should have it.
that lawyer chick from the fucking Gnome Foundation has a fucking heart implant with an open Bluetooth connection that someone can just connect to that can stop her heart.
Pacemakers.
Like, yeah, the amount of like insecure shit out there that we literally bet our lives on is so terrifying.
Have you been near an ATM lately?
I go through the process of like, okay, is there a camera here? Is that the real fucking thing?
It's like just pick at the plastic around the bit where you put your card in. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
Is the keypad real? I don't fucking know. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
We live in the fucking corporate dystopia. It's
Sounds
terrifying.
good, Atomic.
Okay, good.
Atomic.
Is card skimming still a serious issue with chip and pin?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
that's the thing. No, they don't do chip and pin. They do, or rather, they because what do you call it? The Interact Flash or whatever it is, the NFC payment. They have things that they just slap your ass with, and they charge you $25.
yeah, because by default, your maximum charge on your card is 30.
It's 100 here.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know it's fan-fucking-tastic, my friend.
Although a lot of times, what really saves you a lot of times is because these companies are essentially, insurance companies, sort of. You never want to be in a situation where you have to claim false charges, but at the very least you could.
I had to do that with our PayPal business card that PayPal gave me. Somebody.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be a good situation, but at the very least, it is a potential solution.
It's great that it's great that money is entirely fiat now and like literally has no intrinsic value.
Well, I mean, everything. You can keep boiling that down.
I mean, I have no problem with it personally. It's just like that's a fun little feature, right? It's like, okay, yeah, no, okay, we can just say that your money isn't gone because it's not anything. It's a record.
And now your money is back in your account because we changed the number on our text editor.
I mean, anything in scarcity is. I mean, you can always make the argument like, well, gold is valuable precious metal, and it's like, yeah, but diamonds are also valuable, and they're fucking common as hell.
Oh yeah,
you make them now.
Right. Yeah.
They're
not real diamonds. They're lab grown. Who fucking gives a shit? It's carbon.
There's zirconius.
The diamond cartel that can't operate in North America called De Beers. They care.
Yeah.
There's actually a case where De Beers they try to test to prove that a factory made diamond wasn't equivalent, and it took them. I can't remember exactly what it was. I know. It was something like 2 years and 15 tests, and the 15th one failed. And like, see, it's not fucking real. It's like, well, how many times did you have to try to get something that proved?
Well, here's the problem with like lab-grown factory ones. The easiest way to spot them is because they're perfect.
Yeah,
and that just doesn't naturally happen. But yeah, I mean,
diamonds
are such a common fucking thing. You just scrape the earth and they come out. I mean,
yeah. It's fucking carbon. Carbon.
Yeah. It's all marketing. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. That's
diamonds weren't a common gemstone used for marriage until like the 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole 2-month salary thing is entirely a De Beers construction.
Yeah.
Oh, is it 2 months over there? Because over here is 3.
Hey, big spenders.
Man. I was gonna say, if I'm gonna spend 3 months' salary on something, it better suck my dick, but that's kind of a bad thing to say in this case. Transactional nature of relationships. That's a fun topic. Oh, that's
All right,
depressing.
Give me like
okay.
2 minutes. I just need
Yeah.
to piss. I'll be right back.
Aw.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we got all the main players in. So we got. You gonna stabilize? Yeah, you are. All right, so we got 3 spots. First come, first serve. In chat, go. All right. It's a fair way to do it.
It is. It's good.
Polkas.
Thank you, Van.
All right.
Yeah. Chumpa. Sure.
They'll give us 8. Terrifying.
I
stuff.
actually don't play between weeks at all.
Oh,
Empty, you're so
sweetheart, do you
good, it
think we
doesn't-
do?
It doesn't matter.
Have you ever seen me in a game of Rocket League during the week ever?
I have 151 hours in this game exclusively.
I
because
have recently started using, because I found out you can just do a bot match and put it on exhibition, just let it run for testing. So I got some of that in there. If you do see me during the week, I'm not playing. I was telling Pedro, I was like, I've been doing that too much because I picked a team after watching this shit, working on audio sync, and then it got to the point where I had my favorite player on the fucking bot team. You go! And I was like, fuck, all right, you need to get up. Get out of here for a minute.
That's what happens though. That's that fucking emergent narrative shit that I crave in games. Just like, it's not there, but you make it there because your brain is fucking stupid.
You have to maintain sanity. I mean, there's only so many times.
Exactly. That's how fucking Pokemon works. Is like, you come up with your names for your little dudes, and you're like, yeah, whatever, because you've been sitting there with them for so long. It's the same thing, exact same thing. Man, I can't wait for drunken Scottish Pokemon. That'll be good.
We got after games. We should have game audio. All right, that's working. All right, let's do a warm up.
Yeah.
Private match. Create the private match.
The
Hey,
privy
Cups.
match.
God damn it.
You gotta tickle your asshole, man. That's the only way. The only way that's been proven to work.
George.
I'm not. No,
He's dead serious.
I am dead serious.
No, I know.
It works.
Wash your hands after, man.
Yeah. Well, like,
Come on,
yeah.
live a little, Scott. Live a little.
Yeah.
Scott,
I know.
let him high
Listen, Scott.
five everyone.
Listen, Scott. Not everyone has a filthy asshole like you. Some of us keep it clean. So.
No,
Jordan
you
just
talked
has a
about it
filthy
before,
mouth.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Just remember, if Jordan sucked on anything, computers, wash yourself.
You love it.
Aw,
Atomic.
Jordan.
What?
Atomic ass is in an online game. That.
Yeah.
Good job, Atomic.
Get out of the online
Right.
game and get into this online game.
Atomic, what are you doing?
Abort.
No, I started a competitive match.
Okay, so you're
While you
otherwise
guys are tinkering.
indisposed, right? We got room for somebody else, so you could drop out of this one.
Can
The
I
answer
drop
is
out of
yes.
this?
It's called We Can Kick You.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just killing time, waiting dead air. So pop out if you can't play, dude.
There's not an option for me to leave the group.
Well,
You're forced to stay.
There you go. Problem solved.
Bloop.
Yeah.
Booted.
Do we get anybody who wants to pop in?
Is it just going to be 3-on-3 with Val on camera?
Yep. Not a problem. Sounds good. Looks good. All right.
Let's do it. We've waited long enough. It's time. Let's play this stupid fucking game.
Boop.
I wonder what the team makeup's going to look like.
It's going to look like a monster. You ever seen a bulldog eat mayonnaise?
Yes. They love that shit. Oh, it's Team Canada.
Oh, shit.
Team Canada versus Team US. We have a Portuguese exchange student.
Hi, Mr. Alert.
Oh, out of the gate. Pissing off Mr. Alert.
Oh, no.
Click.
Oh, yes.
Very good,
Yes.
Scott. Very good.
Thank you.
Boop. Whee!
Just right in. Who was supposed to be on goal?
Yep. No one,
Empty. He was trying
apparently.
to challenge me though.
Ah.
Challenge.
You can do it. Let's see. Oh, nope.
Stop.
Oh,
Nope.
Alan's
Dang it,
already
Mr.
putting it downfield. All right, Scott. Don't let it in. Oh. Oh.
Whiff.
Two.
Ah.
Alan's not letting it go, man. What's Pennywise up to? Oh, nope.
No. I have no boost.
Scott's doing something.
I'm waiting patiently. But
Oh shit! Might get lined up. Oh,
yes!
Rob.
All right. That gamble worked out.
Ooh,
Oh,
that should
damn
have
it.
been a goal.
No.
And there's the goal.
Yeah. All right. I fucked up.
Nice.
No. I should have turned earlier.
Poof.
I should have boosted. Oh well.
You had boost?
Pedro's so mad.
He is.
You
man.
had boost. Boost.
He doesn't understand. Well, contact with the ball was made. It's tied up, ladies and gentlemen. Can't. No.
Nope.
Oh,
Ooh.
Alan was not having that. And
No, he
Pedro's sending
wasn't.
it back downfield though. And Pennywise is
Empty
thinking about
scoops it
doing something,
slightly
but
out of the
Mr.
way.
Alert doesn't want it near the goal.
Nope.
Oh, swing and a miss.
I didn't start soon enough.
Okay, Empty's getting fancy, bouncing off
Nope.
ceilings. And Scott, swing and a miss. Is this gonna roll? No, detonation.
Pennywise blew me up.
Yeah, well, you had it coming. Empty. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh,
Got it
that
just
could-
in time.
That could have been one of those shots that arced right into the goal, but I don't know. I didn't know what to say, Pedro. You jumped for jumping in the air.
Ooh. All right.
Okay. Nope.
Got-
No, not this way, Scott. What are you doing?
Why? What?
Oh,
Shit.
there it is.
Sorry.
That one was all Scott. I saw him going for it. I'm like, yeah, he's got it. No, he didn't.
Yeah, I hit off the wrong side of the bumper.
Eventually,
I-
Pedro will get his wings.
I trusted you.
Never.
I trusted
Red
you,
Bull.
and you betrayed me. I hate you, Mark.
Little bird. All right, Empty.
Everybody betrayed me. That up once.
No, man.
Whiff.
That was
Whiff.
a lazy cross, too.
Yeah. All right. hit the
Right.
ball.
Wrong direction. Okay, Alan sent it back down.
Nope. Sorry,
Line it
Scott.
up.
That was my bad.
No problem.
So Canadian.
I was about to say, why don't you guys have a Sorio Fay?
Eh. let me treat you some poutine and a labatt later, eh?
If you want to take this to the gravy pit, we'll wrestle about it.
Dang it! Damn it, Bobby! I mean, empty.
Man, I really want that Hank Hill tattoo. If I get another tattoo, I'm doing that. Hank on the propane.
Just poop it! Poop it! Poop it!
No,
This is
missed.
too beautiful for this world.
I tried. I saw that. I just missed that by a hair. That was miserable.
I missed.
Oh.
Pennywise didn't.
Click, click, click. Scott's leading the team in Canada with his 24 ping. Both of the Canadians are on fiber too.
Yeah.
Cheats.
Haha. Went in the right direction.
Hey man, it's the little things, right?
Listen, I'm going up against guys like Mr. Alert and Empty who like actually play this game, so no. And then Empty, and then Pedro fucked it up. All right.
Yes, I did.
I screwed it up too, unfortunately.
Whee.
Hey, there's the ball. Hi, ball.
I can look at it.
Will it be my
Look at
friend?
All right, maybe I should stay in net. I think it's the least worst idea. That was close. I saw that.
Mr. Mateus has taken to the flailing wildly strategy. It's a very, very uncommon maneuver, but yet difficult to
At
predict.
this time at night, yeah. Flailing wildly sounds about right.
Nope.
Hey, if it works, don't knock it.
I tried. Let's see. How did I even know? I went back and no.
I was ready to help push it in, but apparently that wasn't needed.
Can we get one more point?
That was just showing
No
off.
Eiffel Tower for you.
Ugh.
Old Pancake Head Michaud almost got that one.
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure my card just clipped through the ball there, but whatever.
Does your Canadian lust for gravy know no bounds? Would you eat poutine on pancakes? Like gravy? Cheese
Poutine on
curds?
pancakes.
He'd eat poutine on poutine.
Well, like that depends. Is it like latkes? Because those are like potato pancakes.
No. We're
Dude,
just like,
latkes
okay,
are awesome.
we got cheese curds and gravy, but we're out of crisp, so we're gonna put it on pancakes. Would you roll with that?
Maybe. It'd just be like really. It would be really savory pancakes. I guess it would be kind of sort of be like chicken and waffles almost, in like a fucked up way.
Well, you got the fucked up part right. You got that one nailed down. Pinpoint, laser accuracy.
No, like the with like the sweet and savory combo.
Poor Pedro. He's tried so hard to. He's like, go away.
He's trying so hard to like not.
Well, no, I mean,
give
what
into
ma-
the urge to
what-
make
what-
fucking poutine.
It makes it painful because we've all been there. Like, stop it, hiccups. You try to like mentalist it away, and your body's like, I can outlast you.
Yeah, gotta stick. You gotta stick the finger up the beehole, man. That's how you do it.
Usually drinking does it for me. Give me a sec.
Just massage your prostate a little. It's fine. It's good for you.
I'm no longer in another game. Could you send me another invite, please?
I'll consider it. I'll take it under advisement.
If it so pleases the court.
Right?
I don't want to know what pleases Jordan.
Why not? You should ask him, man.
there's
You
two
should get
weeks,
more involved. You know, be care.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring. You know.
Be more
Last
attentive
time
to
I
my
asked, he
needs.
covered me in LGC.
Again, not seeing the downsides here.
Yeah, again, it's because you're not really paying attention to what I'm actually saying.
He's saying
Tell me
free
what
hand
you
jobs.
No, that's the game. You gotta.
Tell you what,
figure it out.
I'll tell you what he wants. What he wants some fucking poutine pancakes, maybe. We got a new franchise. We're gonna open it up. Fuck it, Tim Hortons. You're going down, son.
Not really. You know what? I do that on like mashed potatoes or something. Fucking cheese curds and.
Well, I mean, it's all fucking potato. You know, that's just like ground up crisp. I mean, it's fucking. That's poutine for like that nursing home. I mean,
I still want some now.
you
Fuck.
put it in a. You shouldn't be able to eat it with a straw. That's difficulty multiplayer.
Can you? What kind of runny ass mashed potatoes do you make that you can drink with a straw?
Right. That should have fucking did it.
Did you stick your finger up your butt?
God damn it! I don't have the Jeopardy shit ready. All right. All right. We got everyone? Yeah, we do. All right. Whoa! God damn it! Quit doing that. Play local. Maybe. No. Private match.
Maybe, baby.
Great private match. Yeah? Let's see what kind of mutator bullshit I can come up with. Oh, that'd be a dick move. Let's do that. And
is it a
That'd be
really
a dick
tiny,
move,
really
so let's
fast
do that.
spinny ball?
Tiny curvy ball that's super heavy.
No.
No, is it gonna be spiky bullshit?
Not yet. Keep talking.
It's gonna be basketball, hoops, some basketball.
That with, there we go. Maybe a dash of that, and there we go. All right, that should be the pinnacle.
The pinnacle.
Fuckery.
The very peak.
The maximum amount of fuckery.
The apex.
Click.
I was wondering, do these cars actually have different hitboxes based on their size?
No.
Yes.
I think there are like 3 hitboxes or something like that.
Yeah. There's 3 hitboxes. There's the short and long. There's the medium ones, and then there's like the tall one.
Big hot Patriots, play to win.
Let's play to
Play to
win,
win, bro. Play to win.
What was his name? Michael Speth?
I don't.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Giant puck.
Hi.
I thought that was an optical illusion. It was not.
Ah.
Get off me,
God damn
empty.
it. Ooh.
I'm on a boost. I can't go in the wall.
Okay, someone. Oh wait, no, Scott's on my team.
Put it in.
Yes.
Very good. Very good.
Fuck.
Well, there is goal reset, so that's good.
Yeah. Shut up, Scott.
You can't put mutators on now.
Shut your whore mouth.
No. There we go. That was going in the right direction. This is good.
Ah, shit, Pennywise. Really?
Park.
Right at the last freaking second, too.
Yeah, really.
That's how Pennywise rolls, bitches.
Get out of my fucking way. Get out of my fucking way.
Gah! Boo!
I tried.
Come on, Team
Go
Spiky
empty.
shit. You got it empty. Juke, jive.
Nope, he ain't got it.
Ah.
I ran out of juice. No,
There we go.
Now
That works.
what I want to do.
Yeah.
Now what-
Yes. Yes.
I had a
Pedro.
straight line in Jordan
I
Dogman.
can't steer. I can't steer. My side wheels were slightly off the ground.
Behind me now, all of a sudden, I'm unclear on what
Don't
is.
let Scoots in.
Let the scoot one in.
Scoots loose. No.
No!
Jeez, no. Too close. Too close. Go away. God damn it, Atomic. Go, Pedro. I'm your wingman.
No.
No. Go, Alan. Whew, dodged you.
Go.
Just keep going, brah. Just keep going.
I got oh, damn it.
Ah! Jeez.
I just had to no sell Pennywise, not Pennywise, Mr. Lord, that was it.
Ah. Damn it! I missed him.
There was an attempt there.
Nope.
Come on,
Damn it,
bring it
Pedro.
here.
Someone cross it.
Dude,
There we go.
Dick.
Nice.
Dick.
I was just messing with Atomic's head.
Oh.
Dick.
You were on the dick of my car, man. You weren't messing with anything.
Completely. I backed into you like it ain't nobody's business.
Back it up, bitch.
Yeah, it ain't
Coming
your
across,
business to be
put
backing
it-
into
nope.
me. No,
that shit.
damn it.
Don't kick shame me.
I thought you said kick shame. I'll kick shame you if I need to, man. Oh
Whoa.
Go, Scott, go.
no! Take him out! Fuck him up!
And once again, I cannot turn. I got blown up, so it's fine.
Oh, this one got blown. Yes. Fuck you!
No! No! Yes!
Damn it.
Very good, Finn. Very good.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
Nice, Ben.
Lick. Oh,
Very good
just
catch.
got it into him,
Very
man.
good catch.
Oh, come on. Can this not be a wash? I mean, Scott, come on. Where's your Canadian sense of pride? Alright, shit. It's out.
Whoa.
It's out.
Worth it.
That's what I wanted to do. Shit.
Ah.
Go for it.
No.
Go
Drive,
for
drive,
it.
drive, 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 drive. No!
It's right there.
No!
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, ass.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Love it.
That was bullshit. Look at this bullshit.
Atomic. Yay, Atomic.
Spicy bullshit.
So proud.
Yeah, denied empty.
I got my just in case spikes
Go
out.
for
No!
it.
No, not that way, Mr. Luke.
Oh,
Yeah,
God damn
baby.
it. That was so close.
Ah, I can't turn it. All right.
Shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
Jeez,
Scott.
man.
Yeah, Scott.
Anybody's
Scott.
game.
I was pounded in the puck by my own puck.
That's what she said.
This is the
I
film
don't think
version
that's
of
what
the
she said
latest
at
Chuck
all.
Tingle novel.
If she's Canadian, that's what she said.
Yay, Scott.
She just says sorry.
Pounded in a buck. That does sound like Canadian slur.
You should go puck yourself, Pedro.
Hey, man, it's not Chuck Tingle in Canada. It's Chuck Kringle.
Go.
Nice.
Nice.
Tied up, tied up.
All right, motherfuckers. It's time to quit fucking around.
Welcome to 2 hours of overtime.
Yes.
Hi, Jordan. Nice, Jordan.
All right, we powered it through, Alan.
Let the cripple fight begin.
Begun.
Begun the cripple wars have.
Oh. Come on.
Go.
Nope. Nope.
Go.
Get it empty.
Go.
Come on.
Over.
All right.
Overtime.
I was trying.
Bullshit.
I was trying.
Damn it.
All right.
I want that.
All right.
God damn it.
God damn it.
Oh. Come on, lads. Really? Ha! Team right direction.
Team wrong direction. I am too.
Oh, missed.
Oh.
Alan, you got it, brah.
Ah, damn it! My spikes didn't go out in time.
Oh, come on,
Go!
Yes!
Very good. Very nice indeed.
Ah, horse shit. Horse shit. No, that was clean. That was clean. Ass,
Nice.
ass fucked up. That's on him.
Ven did it again. Yay, Ven!
That was
Hippity hoppity.
grueling.
Fun.
It's the
I'm gonna play in traffic.
saddest
I
victory
peaked,
game.
lads.
Although
This
the
is it.
Canadians were top on hockey in our team.
Yeah, and I beat Pedro too, so that's always good.
I did nothing.
Pedro got a participation trophy, man. I mean, Pedro's doing good being here. And not hiccuping.
It's already daytime, so.
Nothing wrong with a little all-nighter.
Every single Saturday for me.
Tell me about it. I haven't missed one yet. We need a replacement for Pedro next week. Who volunteers?
Frank. I volunteer Frank.
I'm not doing anything, but if anyone wants to do it, yeah, okay.
We'll be doing Near Automata.
Near Armanarmanar?
And Baxter.
Near a tomato.
All right. We're going to close out with some drop shot.
Yes.
Drop shot or hoops?
Let's do drop shot.
Drop shot? All right.
Hoop shot.
Hoop shots?
Drop shoot. Where we all have to open up
Cube
GIMP
shot?
and try
Drop it
and-
like it's shot.
Drop it
No,
like
we
a
all
shot.
have to, we
No,
we
we're
all
going
have
to drop
to
it like it's Scott.
we gotta open up GIMP and shoot something. That's drop shoot.
Group shoot.
Drip shoot.
Don't
is
tell my
something
girlfriend
very
that.
Different.
Drop Scott.
Aww.
So, well, someone already told your mom that, so.
He already gave you crap about the sister thing once. You're going after his mom now.
I'm just saying that his mother dropped him on his head. That's it.
I wear a helmet.
I'm sure you do, buddy.
I was
sure
born
you do.
with a helmet. You merely put it on, you hockey player. Not everyone in Boss plays hockey.
Not everyone on a bus.
adopted the helmet. I was
I'm just saying, man.
molded
No, I disagree with that statement, Ben. I believe that we can empirically prove that if you sit on a bus, you can play hockey.
I'm just saying, not everybody in a bus wearing a hockey helmet necessarily plays hockey.
I disagree with that statement
All right.
wholeheartedly.
Okay.
I challenge you to a hockey match to prove it on a bus.
Poutine pancakes at dawn. No.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think that would actually work.
I mean, do you have maple? I don't think you would have maple syrup on there. It would just be the gravy. So it'd just be like pancakes with gravy on them.
Yeah. It's sweet dough
Jeez.
with gravy. Yeah.
Like I said, it's like a fucked up chicken and waffles, right?
All right.
Okay, what fresh hell awaits this
It's not too
In-
crazy.
in the Thunderdome?
Trying some new mixes.
Mix it up. Okay.
Oh, it's tiny.
Tiny ball.
It's cute. It's adorable.
Oh, and yeah, Scott, you have to open up
Low
your fucking mouth.
bounciness.
You have to open up your fucking mouth so there's no goal reset now.
Hey, man. He's the giver of ideas.
He is a fucking bitch, and he deserves to keep his mouth shut.
Scott,
Oh no.
you gonna take that? Fuck him up.
So
no,
what
the
you're saying is this is going to be a dunkathon?
I don't know. I'm sure Scott's crying over his Threadripper non-Intel CPU right now.
I wanted a Spectre vulnerability too.
I know. Feels left out.
I feel happy.
Listen, man, I can tell when you're lying. Oh, come on. Yes.
Ooh.
It touched the corner.
Still had sex, motherfucker.
Nope.
Nope.
The ball's tiny now. It's all my drop shot reflexes are for regular ball.
This is like
Maybe
one
a
shot,
tiny
one
ball.
kill with a lot of miss.
Yeah.
Well, that's bad.
Okay.
Jugs is bad.
Jeez.
It's bad and Kai.
You don't have to spend your life addicted, smack. Homeless on the street giving handouts of cash. Although this plan to end very soon, you will say it's easy.
Kai.
Yes. Wait.
Yes. Yes, that was good.
Step 4, don't say
That's
fuck
not
anymore.
so good.
Fuck is the worst word that you can say.
Dunking
Fuck is the
on
worst
you.
word that you should say. You shouldn't say fuck. No, you shouldn't say fuck. Fuck no. I just want to
Why the fuck aren't we dunking each other yet?
Because we're idiots.
I don't know.
I don't know. Nope.
This is surprisingly balanced.
The low gravity.
Yeah. The small ball is like this, like really sucks a lot of the RNG out of it, which is not to our benefit.
God damn it. You're supposed to let it fall. You're not supposed to block it.
I've literally touched the ball once this entire round. Hey, I touched it a second time.
You're welcome, Jordan.
It didn't even count it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning back into Sadness.
Oh God! What the hell was that?
That was a lot of damage, is what that was.
Good lord. This is like
God.
NPR, but slower.
This is if NPR were funded by Einstein.
This is like if NPR had a learning disability.
This is like if NPR, basically forgot to pay their audio engineers for a certain day.
This is like NPR was genetically spliced with a turtle.
This is like if NPR died and was dug up to like perform surgery and just didn't do anything. I don't know.
So far, no goal reset thing hasn't actually caused.
No, it's gonna suck.
No,
though.
Scott, I just threw the goal reset in to give people false hope. Yeah. It was a team effort, Pedro.
Yes, you booped me into the ball. That's fine.
Ah, shh.
It's impossible not to be in a position to defend.
Yeah. Ah.
By the time it comes down, you got all 4 players there.
Right?
Except for that time.
I thought the small bowl would throw that off a little bit.
So tiny. It's throwing me off.
Well, it would counteract everyone being able to wait for it because we're all taking pot shots at it. Oh.
Ooh.
Boops. Ah.
No
Didn't hit the
damage.
floor.
Pretend your body's ball.
Let the bally hit the floor.
That would have been nice if I didn't suck.
No score.
All right.
Overtime.
Overtime. Fuck. We're screwed. They have such a huge advantage over us.
It might.
Oh.
No! Womp womp.
That was bullshit.
I touched the ball a total of 6 times in that entire game. I feel great.
Holy
I
crap,
had 2
empty.
saves. I
Yeah.
had 2 saves.
Nice
Me
empty.
and Pedro carried it.
Awesome empty.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Oh, man. Mang.
Man.
Mine.
Uh-huh.
Gosh,
That
dang it,
was
mine.
that was painful. That's no speedrunners.
That.
It's a different kind. It's a different kind of pain.
Yeah.
And on that pain,
That's that
Terrible
glop shell.
disappointment.
that abortion of a game, let's not do
That-
that mode anymore, man.
That was such an abortion of a game that it's not legal in Georgia anymore.
Oh, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank everyone for showing up, doing the thing, hanging out with us live. We're going to bounce out of here off live stream. We'll hang out in the Discord for a few hot minutes. We'll say our P's and our Q's and our 7s. Sometimes you got to say your 7s.
What about your lambda? Will we say our lambdas?
No. That technology is too advanced for a Canadian like you.
So no
That's-
lambdas,
that-
no pies, no rows.
Nope.
That's racist, man.
Mayonnaise and pancakes, baby. That's all it is. Thanks everybody for showing up. We'll see you next week. Dynafy.
Bye.
Bye, chat room. We love you.